attempt on the black side. Attempts. Maybe.
Let's check on that prior to
Frozen Wolf.
jumping into the campaign.
Didn't we
I
make Frozen?
think I made one.
Or did we forget? I thought we made Frozen Wolf during the...
See, I know some people asked for characters of a specific name, so I can't recall exactly.
Bobman says, birthday nuggets! And no one
did.
says, hype! And someone says, and live now.
I acquired
Okay.
a Most Nagant
Alright,
M91.
no, I feel like...
I think it was one of those. Also, I should address that the game has received its first significant patch since release, which I think is what this comes from. The character pool only, random and character pool. I think so. And the random only drop down here, because that was something that a lot of people criticized, myself included, when it was first launched, that the character pool on the main menu is only kinda hit and miss useful insofar as one could create characters, and yet there was only a slight prioritization for those characters to get drawn into campaigns. And so a lot of people were just like, well, then what's the point of creating them on the main menu? This, I think, is an attempt to address that. So you can set whether you want for your campaigns characters to come from character pool only, from random, like a mix of them.
It's working now for Frozen.
Alright,
It's
cool.
just on a lag.
Alright, so it's just a
also
connection
wants
thing.
to know what year Brenda.
It is a 1916, which also makes it a little piece of history.
27.
Yeah.
Birthday was Wednesday.
So I have in my possession a Peter the Great, Most Nagant,
Yes.
9130. I am very happy with this. I still have to have it checked with a proper gunsmith to make sure that, because it is 100 years old, it's safe to fire and everything. Because I just wanted something that.
Frozen suggests that we do from character pool only.
I'm keeping it for now as a mix.
I have a question. Did we, in our save, did we take one of those rookies and turn it into Frozen?
That I am not certain
Because
of.
I think we made Frozen at the end of last week's stream.
And I know
I don't remember for sure.
I completely made our campaign roster comprised of chat people, so there aren't any left over to change, at least for now. I need to recruit some more. So let's see. Check the soldiers.
Frozen was okay with being just a rookie.
Yeah, I know.
I
So
don't think so.
currently isn't in the roster. So
I could have sworn we made.
I could have sworn we didn't. So let's not linger on it. All right.
I know,
So
but wait,
let's
you
see.
didn't? We didn't make Frozen last time.
I made him on the main menu. That was at the close of the last stream.
I know, but I didn't see Frozen's character.
Isn't that Jane Kelly?
Oh, is that Jane Kelly? I don't know.
So
Bob, or wait, again. Ugh.
I don't know where people are getting those damn Advent burgers, but if I find another wrapper stuffed under one of these command consoles, there's gonna be hell to pay.
Oh no. Okay, so Noah says, so how about that Discord skin? And then Bobby says, nice, 100-year-old nougat, holy shit.
And here's the kicker. I got it for $99.95.
And Noah asks if you can show it off, or is that verboten TM?
I'm gonna hang off on that just here on the stream, just because I want to keep settled in here.
We're gonna do a video.
Yeah, I'll conduct a video when I take it to the range the first time I fire it. I'm also going to post a set of photos of it, because I've checked into as much of the history for it as I can. For those who aren't aware, I'm referring to the fact that for my happy 27th consecutive victory over death to me, I purchased a Most Nagant, which is an old Russian bolt-action rifle.
And Frozen says it is also almost my birthday.
Ah, cool. Cheers and happy birthday to you.
Soon birthday. Happy early
Congratulations
birthday.
on your own consecutive victory over death.
Yes.
That's my favorite epic way of saying
Emily
that.
says, hello, everyone.
Hello,
Marcus
hello.
says, howdy. And Snowman says, also, everything is hella smooth from what I've seen in other games.
Is it?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know the patch that was just introduced.
Has helped that?
It primarily intended to address a lot of the performance issues that a lot of people were reporting.
That's really good, though, because that's...
I haven't actually played it much since the last stream. I actually checked into a little of the multiplayer with my friend who's in town because he and I each enjoy competing with strategy games and such. So now that I know a little more of how that actually works, I may show off some of the multiplayer in future streams. I may conduct like head-to-head episodes. Who knows? We'll check into that as it
Bob
comes.
says baloney, and Noah says 1995, not 1999 or 99.99. Bro, that's a deal.
Yeah, it was a steal.
And Bob says they're going for $239 up here now. That's as much as an SKS.
Yeah, it's got a
Shield
lot.
has sent a link to their story idea blog, which I
cool.
have saved because
Save that. We'll check it out.
Yes. Marcus says you got a Mosin. Nice.
I did.
Frozen says I got a Big Mac for $5.95. It's a steal. Why not a Springfield 1918?
Because I wanted a Mosin.
Yeah.
It has a lot.
cheap.
Yeah. It has a lot of dings, and it's seen a lot of attention and use. It's got a fair amount of weathering. However, the thing is, that's because I think it has seen a lot of history, active
we
history.
think it was used in World War I.
Yeah, I am almost certain that it came from World War I, because it also shows some signs that it was at one time a capture rifle.
Dogman is here.
Cheers. Some of the imperial insignias of Russia, like the double eagle, were ground off, which was a common thing, especially for the Finns to do if they captured weapons.
Hang on, I need to catch up. Shield says, hoping to make it through the stream since I am sick. I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope you get better.
I hope you recover. I know around here allergies are insane currently.
I've been sniffling all day. Snowman says they fixed a lot of hang time with reaction fire. And
I saw that.
And then Rosen says, do you have something against World War I? Warism! Bob says, I want to get my RPOW so I can get a Makarov so I can make mac and cheese jokes all day. And Snowman says, so it should no longer have little hiccups during combat, hopefully.
That's the idea. And they also announced the some more of the screenshots and details of the first coming DLC, which is pretty much just a cosmetic pack. I think it's the Children of Anarchy, I think is what it's called.
Children of Anarchy.
And it's like the exotic, exaggerated kinds of freedom fighter with mohawks, gas mask. It looks pretty cool. I'm just not entirely sure how much of it I'll actually end up using.
Okay.
I have the full the reinforcement pack. I think is pretty much what they called their season pass. So I'll get it anyway.
And Noah says also, Ken, should I advertise the LLP Discord?
I'd say let's try to keep that invite only for the time while we kind of feel it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I want to get a more comfortable grasp on it prior to kicking the doors in.
Menthius is here, and he has a story time.
Oh, does he?
Mm-hmm. Darkest Dungeon story time. Kinsmerk, you are now a man-at-arms. Violeta is now the Vestal healer, and just saved Kin twice from death's door in one run. Yes! Yeah. Because I am
keeping me alive.
Yes. Marcus has to BRB to refresh the internet.
Alrighty.
Frozen says, I got the World War II customized pack.
Cool. So I'm just kind of checking and refreshing exactly what I have, because I haven't even played much of my personal campaign, because I'm pretty much caught up to where the stream is, and I haven't advanced past that.
Yeah, and Frozen says, so all my guys look like they came from World War II.
That's cool.
So it's World War II versus aliens.
Yeah, I also have several more mods that y'all will probably see the inclusion of as we progress. Alright, so speaking of progression, let's check with the Geoscape. Continue on. Because, yeah, like I said, I'm about halfway through the avatar meter, so...
I'm a little bit nervous about that.
Yeah. I could hit this place, because I have contact with this region, so I could strike at that whenever I want.
I am so sad, Shield. Strep throat and ear infection.
Oh, that ain't pleasant.
I'm so sorry. I hope you get better soon.
I used to actually catch ear infections like clockwork every 6 months when I was a kid. It just got to where it was just routine for me.
Yeah, and now it says something Nazi space tech.
Let's see, let's clear this out. Dark event complete, crackdown, increasing cost of recruits. That's alright. I'd rather that than their padded alloy armor. Right. Accept transmission.
I had high hopes for the resistance under your leadership, Commander, and you have outdone yourself.
Oh, love his voice. I don't know.
He has such a cool voice.
Snowman says, also I caught up with the series and cringed hard when I saw the squad encounter the Codex.
Oh.
That fight was rough.
I ain't looking forward to fighting that thing again.
No, I'm sorry. That was probably partially my fault.
Nah, it was just...
I love you.
I hadn't any idea what I was in for fighting that thing. And the random, like, the die rolls, they were not in my favor.
No.
So let's see here. What are
It's Mr.
our
Movie
documents?
voiceover. And Marcus says, and I'm back. Miss much? Not in particular.
Nah,
no.
we just cracked into the campaign again. Aliens increase the strength of their encryption, increasing all intel costs 100% for a month. What about you? A UFO hunts the Avenger. See, that concerns me. I'm also kind of intrigued because I wonder what
I'm
happens.
scared about that.
I don't know. I'll have to kind of call that as I see it once
High
it
alert,
comes to
making
pass.
harder. Okay. The Hunt XCOM makes me nervous.
Yeah, same here.
I don't like that.
Supplies. Get the supplies. Yes, accept.
Avenger plotting new course.
Shield says everyone else in the family has a normal cold and I was the unlucky one. I was able to catch up with some writing. At least there's that.
Yeah, silver linings.
Silver linings. Oh, should we tell them about our that we will not be having stream next Friday?
Yeah, I'm actually planning on making a proper announcement vlog to cover this. However, the short version is, since my friend is in town, he's about to leave actually tomorrow to spend some time with his family here in Texas as well, and then a few days after that, he's going to swing around and pick us up, and I'm going to spend, we're going to, about a week or so in California with him. So I'm attempting, while he's gone for the next few days, to create as much content as I can to cover the time that we're away. I can't promise I'll cover exactly enough, so I'm also going to make sure that we install all of the proper software onto the laptops so that if we need to create on the mobile, then we can. So y'all may get to see some things recorded out on the coast.
Yes.
And I'll also probably end up kind of absent in the comments and unavailable for reaching and everything while I'm away. I'll try to check in because I'm pretty sure he has internet connection. And
He should. I think he does.
I'll try to make it impact the channel as little as I can. However, just an advisory.
Okay, so Frozen Wolf says if a UFO is hunting you, and if they catch you, you get a carrier defense mission, which is a great way to grind XP for rookies.
That actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, Snowman says, oh, Finn, you know that you can train rookies on the Avenger into the classes people want?
Yeah.
You figured that one out.
Yeah, I checked that out in my personal campaign because several people had told me that, and I hadn't entirely caught what they meant. And then I think it's in the Advanced Warfare Center. It's one of the facilities you can construct. You can actually in the roster select a character and train them specifically as a class if they're a rookie. So for anyone from here on that wants a specific class, that also cuts some of the concerns of them getting the one they want. We can actually create people as rookies and then just train them into the class they want. So that'll smooth out some of those things from here on.
We also have,
Avenger plotting new
another
course.
Dark Ascension story from Envious. I sent Darek, a buddy of mine, for stress relief to the brothel. By sending him, he just made some strange requests, and after returning to town, he and the girl have gone missing.
That's kind of cool. Whoa, wait, that says Valen. Scribbled on there. All right,
hang
what's
on a sec.
the text here?
Scarlett says, hi guys, I won't be able to stay. I am packing for a scuba trip.
Oh, cool.
Have
Enjoy.
fun.
Let's see. Among the wreckage of an old apartment complex, intermittent energy signatures led us to the remains of a makeshift laboratory.
Fallen!
Although the persons responsible for its assembly are long since gone, our scans uncovered a few pieces of alien technology that are still functional.
Fallen!
Alright, so let's see what she was working on. What can I extrapolate from this? That's clearly human physiology. Valen is scribbled on the notes. And those are vipers in, stasis containers. So she set up, hidden laboratories.
I am so excited right now.
What the hell is she on about?
But I love Valen though.
She's so cool.
Valen is my fave.
She's kind of creepy. She's cool, though.
But she's awesome. Okay, so do we need to make contact over there? I feel like we need to make contact there for the
Yeah, let's make contact with Eastern Europe.
for the black site.
because then we can start moving on. Because we have this. That's actually the site that we need to hit.
I know, but
That's another
the
avatar
but
project
we
site.
need to get
We need to
close
start
an avatar because we are
closing
running out
in.
of time.
Yeah. So that way, after we hit this, we can actually
then-
concentrate on some resource gathering, making more contact, and then we can hit that whenever we're ready.
Yes.
So yeah, let's make contact here.
Noah's vinyl addiction is getting worse. I may or may not have ordered Resolution by Lamp
We
of
can't
God.
establish any new contacts until we upgrade our systems.
And Coat of Arms by Sabaton from Amazon with 2-day shipping. you may or may not, huh?
Attempting to establish
Yeah, that's cool.
local regional contact.
Frozen says.
Hang on. Anything special, or is this just?
The aliens continue to
No.
make progress on the
It's just
Avatar
another peg.
project. If we're going to slow them down, we'll need to move fast.
All right, all right.
Frozen says the
aliens
workshop.
have made
If you
significant
post.
progress toward their goals. New Advent facilities are cropping up around the world.
View facility. Ah, in Australia.
Okay. Frozen says at the workshop, if you post 2 engineers in it, you get 4 engineering gremlins. Each counts for an engineer.
Yeah, that's why posting a workshop centrally in your facilities means you can actually man all of these surrounding stations.
Fallon is working on genetics, says Frozen.
Hey, magnetic weapons. All right, let's see
These
here.
magnetic-based weapons are a lot like the early railgun prototypes. They fire projectiles at extremely high velocity.
I approve.
Yes. Approval was had.
All right, let's see. Codename Orsted. New item available: magnetic rifle, shard gun, mag pistol, and research available: Gauss weapons. Having finally gotten a closer look at the Gauss rifle technology Advent has deployed among their forces, I'm fairly confident we can develop a magnetic weapons system of comparable power. The obvious question, why not simply use the Advent weapons directly, was discovered early on by resistance forces in the field. I was actually wondering about that myself. Some years ago, the aliens began integrating a sort of genetic verification technology into their weapons that prevents them from functioning by any species whose DNA has not been pre-coded. Unfortunately, the system also exerts lethal force on an unsuspecting authorized user, a fact we should disseminate as widely as possible among the resistance cells we have contact with. As for our own variation on the technology, Dr. Shen and I have taken components of the alien weaponry recovered from the field and utilized the key elements to develop a sustainable prototype. We can safely begin reproducing the system as the needed materials become available. Alright.
Frozen says smart chat and shoot the magnificent rifle that makes Kevlar look like paper inside the ship.
Yeah. Let's see. Based on the advances of magnetic weapons tech we've achieved, the new pistol boasts a substantial improvement in power over our conventional pistol. Shard gun. Magnetic weapons technology will let us synthesize alien alloy fragments into a spray-style projectile, and our rangers can use it to dramatic effect. The closer the better. So it's a rail shotgun. Magnetic rifle. Magnetized projectile tech has enabled us to create rifle-style slug throwers that represent a substantial improvement in power relative to the conventional assault rifles. Alright. So, I've still got an alien data cache, decryption, muton autopsy, psionics, or Gauss weapons. I'm thinking let's just jump straight into Gauss weapons and get everyone with upgraded gear. And then we'll expand into experimental technology. Yeah, that's the plan. So, items.
I'll have a report assembled as soon as the research is complete.
Make it. Make it so. Alright, mag pistol, I consider that a low priority. Shard gun, let's make that too. Cool. We already have the armor.
Frozen says we need mag cannons and Gauss rifles.
Yeah, that's what I want to
Snowman
work
says
toward.
Muton autopsy would be good to finish also.
Yeah, because that, if I recall correctly, doesn't that allow for the construction of like their plasma grenades? Sort of a adaptation of it.
In one of the city sectors, I've never actually had one of these Advent burgers I keep hearing rumors about. No one really seems to be asking the hard questions either. Like, when was the last time you even saw a cow?
Advent meat is people!
Well, what does happen to people who die? Like, no, like, really?
Let's keep moving. I'm pleased already. We've already
So
accomplished a
like
few
green
things.
is Muton, says no.
New targets acquired for guerrilla
Shield,
ops.
BRB. Getting
Alrighty.
meds and drinks.
Alrighty then. Let's see. For this one, moderate difficulty. Reward, Dr. Cynthia Mordell. Counters the UFO.
But we like the UFO.
I'm kind of curious about that. So let's see.
What else we got? Difficult, no.
Difficult. Hack the hidden resistance computer. Only 174 supplies.
For difficult.
And that increases intel costs. Intel is actually kind of easy to come around, so what about this one? Moderate. Get another doctor. Vigilance increases detection radii, so that'll make stealth easier for the remainder of the month. I'm thinking this one. That's just to protect the device.
Yeah.
And that's
We
one
can-
of
we can
the
do that, I
mission
think.
styles that I've actually come to enjoy. So I'm thinking this one.
Setting
Confirm.
course for Sector 14, East Asia.
Commander Tigan and Shen aren't going to be happy if we don't put the Skulljack to good use. We should have one of our soldiers equip it before they deploy.
I'm just not sure this is the mission format for that. Yeah. I'll have somebody equip it, because the thing is, I think we only have to defend it for so many turns, and then the objective is just wipe out all remaining contacts. So if we can get to that point, and then isolate a captain, then perhaps we could accomplish it. So... yeah.
Now we're getting nervous.
And we have space now for the new armor for someone to have it, so let's see. Skulljack for you.
For me?
Yep.
Yay! I mean,
Ghost, I'm thinking, should have
me.
some of the special ammunition. Yeah, because that grants the aim increase. There we are. And Miss T, she already has meds, so let's just give her a spare frag.
I'm nervous.
Let's see. Oh, I forgot. Grenadiers actually get 3 slots.
Use the new shard gun!
Yeah.
Do I get to skulljack someone on this mission? Is that what we're saying is happening here?
Indeed. Alright, so he'll get incendiary. And let's see. You know what? I'll give Sheila a medkit as a spare. And we'll just let him carry a... Aw, he can't carry any more fancy grenades.
Dang.
Alright, well then, never mind. I'll let him carry the spare medkit. Let me just remove that. And I'll let her... Oh, man. Alright, so they can only carry 1 grenade unless they're a grenadier.
I forgot about that.
Okay, so we will stick with medkits.
The shard gun is so good. It has improved range and can actually reasonably snipe people. And Link's
Cool.
Raven says, "Hello, everyone."
Hello, hello.
Howdy.
Since this is a moderate, I'm concerned about taking any rooks.
Don't take rooks.
Yeah.
I don't trust that.
Because I kind of want to keep everyone alive. Alright. I'll square away. You know what? I'm going to give T the acid grenade. Because if we have special ones, there isn't any reason to carry normal ones in lieu of them. So, alright. I think we're solid.
How is everyone this fine evening? Says Link's Raven.
I'm doing
Good.
alright.
I'm actually
Ranger deployed.
buying some new Pathfinder stuff. Exciting.
Pretty much the only complaint I have is that I haven't slept all that well the last few days.
Yeah. President says on Grenadiers, any grenades in their grenade slot get an extra use, I think.
Managed to rig
Gotcha.
up some sort of data interception device through an access point on the Advent network running through here. The data is apparently critical to the
Mudpoint.
enemy's latest operation.
Charming.
They're already moving to destroy the device. We're heading in to make sure that doesn't happen. Take out any hostile targets nearby, secure the AO, and protect that device.
Check.
Okay. We got this. Right? Noah says, to all who are curious about the World War II alternate history thing I mentioned last stream, a friend and I have been hard at work. I will open that and put that along with Shield's thing for later. Oh my gosh.
I just clipped through someone's apartments.
We're sorry.
It was a stealth module. It only looked like it.
Already moving to destroy the data tap installed nearby. We need to lock down the area and secure the device at all costs.
Jeez, I have to cover a fair amount of ground to get there. All right, let's see. So, we got a couple of tall structures in the way. Dang.
But he says, am I in bad shape still, or am I back on my feet? Still bad shape, I think.
Not completely sure, because we actually passed several days. If you aren't completely well yet, you're close, I can tell you that much. Alright, we need to get moving, because we need to cover ground. Alright.
No need to ask twice.
Alright. Still no contacts, which means we can power straight forward.
I'm really trying not to sneeze, because I really don't want to sneeze.
Gotta keep moving, Commander. Figure out what to do next.
But yeah, Vi, I don't expect anyone to read it. It's likely too blurry, just to demonstrate to you and Kin what's been done so far. Cool, cool.
It's the only way I know.
Love that voice back.
Unfortunately, Scarlet, we do not have spare rookies
Nah.
yet. We're
Yeah,
working on
changed
it. But
everyone into
not
classes. Because we still have several people to account for in the campaign roster.
We should attempt to disable it with the skull jet.
I know, Tagan, I
Yet.
know.
Frozen says, "Do you know who I miss? Big Sky. Firebrand and Big Sky probably would be dating. They seem perfect for each other."
What's to say they aren't?
Because Big
You know what?
Sky doesn't exist
We're just
anymore.
we're just gonna move in hot. Because
Oh,
they're
I
already
just found
hitting
a
it.
potential clash right up your alley, my love.
Oh yes.
How does a pyromancer sound to you?
Sounds fun to me.
Yay!
She's excited.
Yes, we saw that. We did, in fact, see that. Kate Physics! I'm sorry. I like seeing them. Kate
Hi
Physics
there.
are fun.
How are you? Alright, we're gonna let you remain in cover.
Bunny says also, I have been thinking of an alt character because I know my pride and joy is going to get whacked at some point.
Yeah, let's have some confidence. Just keep an alt in the wind.
Yeah, just,
Uh,
you know. Just
open
in
the door.
case.
Open it!
Scarlet
Never
made
mind.
the T11 Skyhopper.
Nice.
Some casual parkour from the Advent guys. Is frozen.
Open it! There we are.
Let me see.
Oh, this
Ooh.
isn't
It
all.
is! It is the sky!
Yes.
It is the sky!
Oh, dude. That's really well made.
I love it!
I am impressed.
I love it! The love is the joy is so real right now.
You know what?
On my way.
Charge straight up in his face.
You know,
Shred him.
I have a DeviantArt account, I just don't remember the login anymore.
Come on, come on.
Uh,
Well, cut into his cover.
Shield is back.
Just goes to have a clear
we
shot.
killed a couple of people.
That's pretty clear.
Someone
Yeah, she,
says, open the door and close it again.
She killed an Advent commando with a single shot through the skull, so that was kind of
It
impressive.
was beautiful, I'm not gonna lie.
Alright, cool. So you have still maintained concealment. Excellent. I think for you, we're actually going to... Oh, dang. Ooh, we can get you there.
Got it.
Do it. Make it so.
Indeed.
So that way you can get the drop on anyone that comes for the rest of the squad. Ugh. I don't like that they're already close enough to put shots on it. That's why I had to move hot, because...
You should
I
use
just-
them pistol more when you're in close range to Snowman.
Yeah.
Got it.
I have since learned that gunslinger marksmen can kick substantial ass. Just for the sheer amount of fire they can produce. No contact. Right. So, you know what? No.
Was that in game or?
I think so.
I was like, is this?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Was there a car horn for anyone else?
I don't know.
Because I think that was in game. Let's get you.
Unit done.
Okay,
That's in game.
that is in game.
Yeah, that one I recognize. That's in game. Alright, that will have to do for now. Alright, so we're just gonna put you on Overwatch. Hi!
Funny says every time I hear a car horn, I think Left 4 Dead.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That sounds very sarcastic.
You're gonna shoot the objective, aren't you? Of course you are.
Of course, they always have to shoot the objective. Isn't that just how that works?
Alright, she has a flanking shot on someone.
Frozen
And this is a glitch that I heard was introduced with the recent patch. Instead of automatically having the character aim at the clearest shot, it goes to the worst shot. So I have to tab over.
And Frozen says people going to get moved, like Jane Kelly. You were right, Jane Kelly is.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm gonna leave you in cover for now. Finish off the sectoid. Oh! He is very dead.
Is it our dead?
And he dropped loot.
Which was great. If we could salvage that.
If we could salvage that.
You know what?
Yes, we should totally salvage that.
Kill it with fire! Can I get him? Can I? I want to make sure I get the Viper. Because they pose,
There's-
to me, the most significant
Yeah.
threat. Alright, hang on, let me
I think we need to
swing
see
the
if we're
camera
able-
around. Because I feel like I should catch... Oh, no. Because it's incendiary, it can't knock through the window.
Yeah.
Alright,
Do
well,
we
I
have
want to...
any other grenade type for him?
I could just hit with a frag. It doesn't do lasting damage, though. I could catch them each in it, though.
I would.
Let's do that, because it'll
Break his
also...
cover.
It'll eliminate their cover and force them to move. So if I set someone else on Overwatch, they'll catch them when they move to new cover. There we go. Alright, swing the camera around again. How'd y'all like that?
-15, we've got a line on the target. Move to protect that gear at all costs.
I'm on it. Alright, are you the last one? No. Let's get
Bobman
it.
says also, Kinsmark, for whenever the next armor shenanigans happens, would you be up for some vehicular combat?
Sure. I'm certainly down for that. Probably ain't gonna kill him. Let's put a hurt on him, though. Alright.
Do we have someone going for the loot?
Not yet. I'm gonna send Ghost after that once we
Okay.
kill that sectoid.
Sounds good.
Alright, I think it's time for you to compromise cover.
Me?
Yeah.
Alright,
So...
I'm ready.
cut the Viper.
Damn it.
Excellent. Soldier, you've earned yourself a commendation.
Leader myself.
Really? Yay!
Oh, that's a Mouton. Oh, crap.
Ah! Oh.
I hadn't expected that.
Um.
Jesus. This is sectoids in a density like I haven't seen since Enemy Within.
Noah says, so here's a question. Repeatedly breaking or injuring a leg, say from failed parachuting operations, what kind of long-term results would that have, aside from potential crippling? Something visually recognizable.
Definitely a limp, a lasting change to the gait. Probably also spinal issues because of the impact.
Yeah. Snowman says, But
Finish
yeah,
it.
once you get lightning hand and quick draw, then are pretty much shooting 3 times around.
Who's
Yeah.
next?
Did I kill something?
Uh-huh.
Thank
Finished
you
off the
for
sectoid.
giving me Shepard's voice.
I figured you'd appreciate that.
Yes. I very much appreciate that.
Alright,
You
we
know
need
me so well, my love.
I won't let you down.
we need to spread out, because if that Mouton throws a grenade, he can wreck half our squad.
No, it says, so perhaps an unusual stepping pattern?
Yeah. They would definitely have an irregular walk. Wait, are they grouped close enough together for an acid grenade to catch them? Ah, not quite. Alright. So we'll just fire on him. Let's keep this up. I have a shot from here.
Marcus says, hey Ken, did you get my earlier M39 post? Stream was lagging.
I'm not sure. It's a little more of a chance than I want to take. Of course, I need to stay spread out. Alright, can I launch an incendiary that far, and can I catch them each in it? Yes! Do it. Scorched Earth! Alright.
Bunny says, when I get a better laptop, I'm gonna give armor a try. It looks good.
It's fun. It's complicated. It's one of those that, due to its challenge, is satisfying to, like, learn how to play well. Alright, to get that loot, I'm gonna have to sack his ability to attack this turn. Learn core advanced stock, cool. Alright, now let's get him to cover.
Let me have a look.
Good. How's that fire feel? Is it getting hot in there for you? Crap. Here comes the heavy. Miss! That wasn't a miss.
Marcus.
Oh.
Ooh, Marcus says, I urge you
That
to get an
stings.
M39 if you ever come across one, since they are pretty much 1-inch creepers from 150 plus yards.
Nice.
Snowman says, also question. In regards to submitting characters, what classes are you missing the most of? Specialists and grenadiers? We do not have many grenadiers.
Absolutely grenadiers. That's what we're short of the most. Can I reload and fire the rifle in the same turn? Not quite. Can, however, fire the pistol. Just do some damage to it. We have to put that thing down. Ah, I missed.
Not even close.
Now I'm very nervous.
Cause see, here's the thing. I could gamble, keep her here, open up on its face, have everyone else pour fire. If we can't kill it in a single turn, though, it's probably gonna kill her.
Do a quick save.
How many? Yeah, that's a good idea. How
Do a
many
quick
people's
combat save.
turns are left? We have most of the squad's turns left.
Yeah, go ahead
So
and
let's make a combat save because I don't mind.
and give it a try.
Just gonna label that. There we are. And
She says, brother got a new computer, and I took his old one apart. I was able
cool.
to use that off that, but he didn't back up his music and pictures.
oh,
We get a
sad.
new hard drive, then we have another laptop for family's use.
Gotcha.
Snowman says, alright,
Alright.
if possible,
1-inch
we'll
punch.
have one later. I wouldn't mind submitting someone as a future grenadier. So, did I kill it?
Didn't even need the rest of the squad.
Am I being awesome again?
Everyone is. Let's not talk about it too much because it'll jinx us. Let's just accept it, enjoy it.
At least I...
Close.
Oh, it's still twitching! Oh, the snake thing! Did you see it?
You know what? Because I don't feel like missing. I know this is overkill. I don't care. Oh wait, no, he's about to freaking like roast to death anyway. Never mind. Just shoot at him.
It's twitching. I don't like it.
And she killed it anyway. All right.
Oh,
Wait.
It was...
Is that?
Status confirmed.
Oh.
All hostiles are down and
Oh!
Really?
status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
All right.
I'm the only one who got hurt?
That was one of the cleanest missions I've had so far in the
I didn't get to
campaign.
use my skulljack though.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, though, that wasn't
That
an
wasn't
ideal
skulljack,
mission
yeah.
format for it. Because I'm willing to wait until we have a proper opportunity.
Yeah.
See, that's
she
the
was able
kind.
to save his music and pictures.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I would make a backup of that.
Oh, absolutely.
If he doesn't back up
Yeah,
his stuff, and it would make him sad if he lost it, back
Yeah,
it
make,
up for him.
make a copy on like an external drive or something.
And Miss T's like, yeah.
That's the kind of like the conduction of the mission that I've had so many of in my personal campaign, and yet the random numbers just haven't favored that for this campaign. I'm like,
Snowman says,
this
"Clutch
feels
mission."
this feels familiar to me now because that's what I've done in my personal campaign so many times. I'm like, all right, let's keep this up, keep things moving, keep everyone coming home.
Oh, yes.
Let's hope they all go that smooth, Commander. Great work.
All right.
Work in progress knife design by Scarlett.
Oh, you're designing another one.
Our budding
Yeah,
knife creator.
our smith amongst the community now.
So this is the
Oh, hey. Oh, so that's like a utility knife. Or a scribing knife, I see. Nice. Oh, it's for furniture making. That's cool. Tasmanian oak. Looks snazzy.
does.
Let's
Are
see.
you gonna
Demolition
end up
or
selling these
suppression?
at some time?
I'm
At
gonna
some
go with
point?
suppression.
Oh, it's for his brother.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, work in progress design for my brother, who's an inspiring furniture maker.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's cool of you to make that for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Another impressive effort, Commander.
Thank
My
you.
expectations were high, and yet you have exceeded them.
His voice, I just...
It just makes me feel so accomplished to have that
know.
voice compliment me. Alright, let's see.
Oh, that was another thing.
Good job.
Demolition was setting enemies on fire is a glitch, so they fixed that.
Ah. Alright.
Oh, we're low on intel.
Let's see. Intel is an important resource. I know how to gain intel.
We're
I
picking up an
know.
unsecured transmission from some clown calling himself Van Dorn. Doesn't sound like the kind of recruit we're looking for.
Wait, what?
Okay, so that's... Wow. That comes from criticism that I myself have levied at the game, and many others, of the character General Van Dorn. If I recall correctly, was the character that almost seemed like he was voiced from one of the, like, the Firaxis people. He didn't sound military at all. He sounded very young. He didn't sound like a character like he spoke like a general. He didn't carry himself like it. He was one of the ones that you had to meet on the mission that starts into, like, the Exalt stuff, like the one that was on the, like, the overpass in Enemy Within. And you have to, like, meet up with him and his soldiers and do an extraction for him. And I think that is, like, a self-aware little jab at their past terrible voice work for that character. That's... I love that.
Scarlett says, if I get good enough, I might start selling. Also, spoiler alert, I might have a design in the works for you.
For more?
Us? Us? Really?
That's awesome, man. Like,
Squeak. I mean,
please, like, if you have to charge for it, please do not, because I am poor, I cannot pay much. If you can make it affordable, I'd happily pay for a cool knife.
Bunny says,
I
from
like
what
custom
heard,
stuff.
The enigmatic bald guy is Optimus Prime.
Alright, let me save since that mission went so
Person
well.
says, wait, what happened? Van Dorn was mentioned.
That was just so funny.
That guy says, when did the stream start? Almost an hour ago.
Yeah, we kicked off a little early this evening because, as I said, I have a friend in town, so I want to have time left in the evening to spend some time with him. Let's see, alien alloys. Let's see, is there anything else that needs my attention? Oh, I should make contact with New India so that I can get the suit up thing, because then all armor and vest proving ground projects are completed instantly. Let's see. Yeah, I've pretty much just got alien alloys, make contact. So let's finish getting these. And wait, Furies.
Wait, what?
Wasn't that what they called
Yes.
the psychic
Yes.
commandos from Enemy Within?
Yes.
I'm curious. And then we'll finish that. We'll investigate that. and then finish making contact, and then I think at that point we'll probably have progressed farther enough on the meter that we'll hit the site.
Oh.
So, let's move.
Aww.
Huh.
Scarlet is so awesome.
What?
No money's needed, but I might need a few measurements at some point.
Fair enough,
that
man.
A gift? He's
That
making
is
us a gift.
awesome, because I love like custom crafted things. Like, that's something I have a fascination for. Because there's actually about an hour away from us annually a
Renfest.
a Renaissance festival where it's one of the largest in the continental U.S. and a lot of craftsmen of like the older ways of making things, whether it's leatherworking, tanneries, coats, clothing. Plenty of smiths will come out there. There's also some that practice some of the older crafts of things like falconry, that kind of thing. And it's an amazing experience to check out. Anyone who comes through Texas around the autumn to winter months, because that's when it's held, check it out. It is so cool. And I've wanted to commission one of the smiths to like make me a knife for a long time. So that's a really cool thing. Seriously, man, like if there's any of the costs that you're willing to let me cover, let me know, because I can't pay much. If there's any amount of that I can, I'm more than happy to contribute to that. Let's see here, because I like respecting artists' efforts. Smithing is absolutely an art.
The new workshop will do just fine.
All right. Ooh, right here. So facility. I love that the armor's getting fire tested.
This is limited, Commander. I
Marcus?
appreciate the additional workshop facilities. We'll make good use of them.
Do we have a free engineer? We do.
Marcus says, I was recently browsing gun sites on the net earlier this week, and guess what I found on sale? A genuine Stechkin APS. Only
Seriously?
one problem, it was for sale in the UK, so it was deactivated.
Yeah, and a Stechkin is fully automatic, so you would actually, as far as I'm aware, need a Class 3 license here in the States to own one.
You don't have enough contacts available for that unless you haven't staffed the resistance comms.
Yeah, I know. That's something I need to work
Send
on.
word and I'll get started, Commander.
Let's see how our facilities are coming along.
Shield says, so I'm pricing both a new hard drive at the computer parts store that I used, and I'm looking to get a new keyboard since my WAS and D keys along with the space bars are sticking. Plus I lost my F5 button.
Played a few FPS games, have we?
Noah says, man, I love the Ren Fair. The
So good.
Illinois one is good, but not exactly a repeatable experience. Is the Texas one any better?
It is excellent.
The
Like, they've
Texas
constructed an entire...
There's an entire medieval village.
It's like a 15th century village that's just like off in the woods, because it's actually a fair ways away from the city, so you don't feel like you're crowded around towering structures. Like, you're out in the country with like there's a like jousting grounds, there's the village, like the actual market square of what the village would represent is where all of the like the structures and stalls and stuff for the people that are there selling things, like that's where they set up shop, so it like feels legit. It's so cool.
There's various music.
Yeah, lots of live music.
Lots of live music.
Cast and bronze.
Yes, there's lots of live music. There's different shops available every year. I mean, there are some that are always there.
Yeah, there's plenty that cycle around every year.
But there are also some that they switch in and out.
Yeah.
And they have metalworking shops. They
You went to
have
one of the
glass
colonies for 2
blowers.
years before linking up with Central, right?
Yes, one of the advantages of working with Advent. On the surface, it was very comfortable, but there was a price for that comfort.
The millions of people in those cities don't seem to mind all that much.
Yes, but Advent is always watching. Between their forces and the aliens themselves, they see everything, not to mention the automated systems. There's nothing quite like providing identification to a lamppost.
Creepy.
But there's lots of fun food. There's a live glass blower where you can actually watch them make the stuff they're selling.
I love watching folk craftsmen at work. It's
They
so
have
cool.
multiple jousts in a day. They have sword tournaments. There's a lot of really cool stuff. And we have been very sad because we haven't gotten to go in the last several years.
We're gonna miss it the last few. So anyway, speaking of crafting, let's also make the exosuit, because I want to get that for our heavies.
And she also says yes, but my son more than me. He's looking for a PC controller to save on the wear for the keyboard. But my gaming store was out of stock on them until May.
Ah, gotcha. You could probably order one online. There's plenty of
Yeah.
places that sell them used.
Now it says, damn, nice. stopped by in Texas other than for a connecting flight. Is there a town drunk, says Resolve? If there isn't a town drunk, I'm not happy. Oh, there's more than one.
Yeah, and a lot of the shops also handle hire like classical criers to
Yes.
stand outside and heckle pastors to come in. A friend of ours actually, he was a waiter at the Chili's we usually hit up on every Friday.
Oh,
He actually used to do that for a friend of his that worked at one of those shops.
Okay, so this is something Scarlett sent. Something my friend built in KSP.
Wait a minute. Wait a
That's
minute.
the Sky Ranger.
Oh, it's the different kinds of Sky Rangers too. That's the old one. That's the new one. Damn, those are good.
I miss the old Sky Ranger. I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
jelly. All right, so debris cleared. Carry on. Carry on. So that's a couple of places clear. Another acid grenade. Cool. So we can set those with multiple
Noah
people
has
now.
sent a teaser from the first chapter of his thing.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to move that over to look at later too.
Facilities. All right, so we need to get resistance radio rolling. This thing can now provide 2 gremlins. So power relay defense. How are we on power? Oh, we're 2 away. What do we need on? Yeah, we need more power to get resistance comms online. So defense matrix repurposes recovered advent turrets as automated defenses to be deployed in case of ground assault on the Avenger. I assume that comes to pass if the UFO catches us, so since I'm kind of planning on that, that's probably something I should invest in. So let's get a power relay. I think I'll set the power relay here since it's above an exposed power coil, so I could probably get some increase from that at a later point, I think. So power here. Cool. And hang on, let me keep my thoughts straight real fast. And then here
We don't have enough power yet.
I'll keep open to put the resistance comms once I have enough power. Alright, cool. Carry on.
Hyra says, thanks, Twitter and Twitch, for not sending me a notification.
Oh, sorry, mate.
And Snowman says, Advanced War Center. And that guy says, I've had a crappy time recently. I've had really bad hives.
Ooh, that's no fun.
Around 4 on Tuesday, I had one on my elbow. 6 hours later, I had 2 more on my other elbow. When I woke up the next morning, my entire body was swollen.
Eee, that's
Oh.
very much not fun.
I hope you feel better and it goes away soon. We need an Advanced Warfare Center situation.
Yeah, we need an advanced warfare center, and I need to upgrade this power conduit, so... How am I on supplies? I'm pretty low. Alright, I'm going to save, and then I'm going to head to the market and sell some things.
And this is what Scarlett did to improve on those designs.
Oh, dang. Alright, I'll stay here for now, because alien allies I might trade. Dang!
That's Scarlett's improvements on their friends' designs.
Man, KSP craftspeople, man, y'all make me feel inferior.
No, right? Yes, Snowman
like
says the Advanced Warfare Center helps speed up healing and randomly awards class
These
perks
findings
outside the
will likely
specialization.
prove crucial to our ongoing efforts.
Right.
Yes.
Let's see. Codename Friedrich. New item available, mag cannon and Gauss rifle. New research available, Alarium. What can we do with that? The fact that we now have access to Gauss weaponry that is both combat effective and safe to operate at these power levels is quite an achievement. The overall design relies on advanced miniaturation technologies developed by the aliens, which are, frankly, well beyond anything conceived of by Earth's leading military development firms at the time of the invasion. Despite our limited capability for extended test firings on board the ship, so they accounted for what they were saying, our latest prototypes are already capable of consistently accelerating an adaptive alloy projectile to over 5,000 meters per second in a simulated environment. We're still preparing the final assessment, but it is likely a field deployable unit would have to be limited to a power threshold due to the potential for ongoing strain to our troops when operating the weapons. Alright, so they could only handle so much kick. Magnetic weapons technology has particular utility for precision, slow-fire weapons like sniper rifles. The Gauss rifle will enable our sharpshooters to cause greater damage at extended range.
That's good.
Magnetic weapons tech will let us deploy a rapid-fire version of the cannon. Our grenadiers will be able to lay down a much deadlier volume of fire.
That guy says it's getting better, but they're largely on my knees, thighs, hands, and the bottom of my feet.
Eek. I certainly hope you recover soon, man, because that cannot be fun.
And Link says Gauss rifle? Did you say Gauss rifle?
I did indeed. Alright, let's get the Mouton corpse, that way we can get plasma. then I think it's time to check into psionics.
Central Officer Bradford has personally substantiated claims that the massive frontline unit they call the Muton was actually at one time even larger than the specimen I have before me today. As it is, the creature is abnormally warm to the touch for a corpse, and I must say, it's quite disconcerting.
Because it still feels alive, probably.
Central can confirm it, because as we saw in that cutscene, it was mutons that charged into the command center and even cracked the commander in the face. Like, that's what knocked the character of us out. Alright.
Shield says, I tried to play Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 Wednesday and fell asleep while playing.
Although I had realistic expectations as to the limited resources and facilities available to me on board the Avenger, I have to say, it's taken some getting used to. Even with the ship's dampening field, frequent turbulence and the occasional evasive maneuver make it difficult to conduct experiments of any notable sensitivity. I may have to adapt my research techniques to maintain efficiency under these conditions.
As you should.
Yep.
Okay, so I know I'm like spastically saving. I'm just kind of paranoid. Because missions can happen at any time. So... Alright, let's finish off the Furies.
Strategic resource located.
What the hell is this? Sweeping the area revealed little on the surface, but sensor readings indicated something buried nearby. We used high explosives to uncover the object. Once the dust settled, our team found several alien stasis pods buried among the remnants of what was once a heavily reinforced structure, and quickly broke them down into raw materials. Wait. Is that name and the stasis pods a reference to the fact that this is the abandoned facility that the Fury candidates were taken to, that we saw and extracted them from in the previous game? I think that's what this is.
That is possible, yeah.
I love all these interconnecting references.
That guy says, has Albert Courier Nerevar been initiated into the XCOM project yet? I do not believe so.
I think he isn't yet, because we need to get some more recruits. Let's see. What can I let
Sims
go of?
3 Shield. I like Sims 3. It's fun.
Alright, let's sell a few of those new alloys. Keeping my Alarium crystals. Yeah, you can have an Advent Officer Corpse, why not? You can have a Stun Lancer, sure. Yeah, I'm keeping my Faceless because I only have a couple of those. So that's 30. Okay. How about purchasing? I could get some weapon mods, PCS, some supplies, Dr. Jeff Moreau, Rush Research, Psionics, Muton Autopsy. Okay, I don't think that's enough to upgrade the power. I'll check it just to make sure.
Commander,
Let's find out.
appreciate you recruiting new staff for the
I know, Shen, I know. Upgrade. I can! Oh, that's only 80. Alright, cool. Get that moving.
Or staffing a facility. What can
You know what, Shen? You know what? You want me to staff somebody? Let's staff somebody. Scott Manley. That's the somebody. So he's
Shield
now
says,
increased our
can't play
power.
Sims 2 because of Windows 10, and Sims 4 is boring to play other than building.
Just give
Yep.
me word and I'll
Yeah, I
get
can't say I was all
started.
that pleased with Sims 4. It was pretty
Bunny
anemic.
says Sims 3 good, Sims 4 can eat a dick. Yep.
Alright, so I have the power capacity now, I certainly do, to install an Advanced Warfare Center and Resistance Comms pretty much as soon as I want, because that's another power relay about to come online, so I think my power concerns are about to end up a thing of the past. Now I just need...
we need to be able to get contact.
Yeah,
And we need the advanced warfare.
so... I think I'm actually going to...
Some additional power for the Avenger
Ooh,
systems.
Gremlin. I can have gremlins clear things out? I thought they could just man. Oh, hell yes. Alright, gremlin, start excavating. Can they do things that are catty-corner to the workshop?
Yes. No.
No. Alright, so they have to be directly adjacent.
That guy asked if somebody,
You know what?
if anyone has played some guy 2000's new Skyrim mod.
I haven't yet. I want to. Yeah, I pulled Scott off of that one to put him here, because I need to start opening things up to get facilities made. So... Alright. This is going...
I don't know if we've recruited your guy yet, Marcus. I have no idea.
I don't think we have.
We do not have very many peeps.
Yeah. And my supplies are pretty low, so unfortunately right now, I can't recruit people.
Become a race of cowering test subjects for the aliens.
So for now, we're going to have to rely upon recruits that we get as mission rewards. Alright, so I'm at full contacts. Let's finish making contact with Eastern Europe.
Sector 6, Eastern Europe.
Hopefully I'll have enough time left. I think after I finish this, I'll probably have some other mission come up. And then after that, I'll probably need to hit the facility. I don't know. Yep, called it. Supply raid. Alright, view mission location. Raid the Advent troop transports. Sure.
Setting course for the Arctic.
Because I could use all the assets I can get my hands on currently.
Pyro would really like you to say fuck Konami in Skeletor voice.
Skeletor!
If we're going to make any progress towards our current objective.
Fuck Konami! Hey, alright. Zuko and
I
Kalia
like
is
the
ready.
Farnsworth voice the best. It was funny.
Good news, everyone. We're going to kill some aliens. No, Zoidberg, you're fine. At least until I get hungry. Alright, so...
And Snowman also liked the Skeletor voice.
Oh,
That
this
guy
is
liked the
difficult.
Clint Eastwood.
Let's kill some aliens.
Shield says, my eldest son and brother just love the fuck Konami video. I was laughing too hard and went into a coughing fit. We're sorry about the coughing fit.
I'm sorry, complimented? Because I figured, like, as I said in the intro to that one, I could have sat there and expounded all of the things they've done. So many people have covered all of those instances to death. I was like, you know what? I want to comment on it. I just don't want to have to delve into all the detail, because everyone knows. So let's just have some fun with it instead. I'm concerned about having a couple of marksmen. So this is a difficult, though. Maybe a specialist? What?
Snowman says, can't wait for a captain rank soldier so that you can get the 6th squad member slot.
Yeah, same here. Alright, what kind of specialist is Jack? Let me see. I may have to get the Show Me the Skills mod at some point, because I don't like having to go into the edit thing just to check their abilities.
Frozen says, I had a laughing fit from a video once and my dog started freaking out.
Alright, so they're medical, which means they're redundant to Miss T.
Bob says, one thing to bear in mind when you're planning your avatar-related moves is that if you let it slide into the Doomsday timer-looking thing, it won't reset entirely when you do a facility. They'll only do the progress value it'd give normally.
Alright, so we need to hit it when it's into it, not like full, though. Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Funny like the Yoda.
Alright, let's also make sure people have proper weaponry.
And Shield says, my son agreed with you.
Oh no! Oh no! Have I not made the items yet? I'm so low on supplies. Hang on. Items. Weapons. Oh, they're so expensive! I haven't got a prayer in hell of affording those. Alright, so definitely not taking a couple of marksmen. Alright, so Ghost, I'm gonna let you sit this one out and take Jack.
When it is full, however, you still have a month grace period before to attack a facility.
Oh, okay.
When the counter fills out, you have 12 days for a facility. You will not automatically lose.
Gotcha. Alright, let's get you acid. And you know what? Since you have a free slot, we're just gonna make you a tank.
Frozen suggests
Nanoscale.
taking some rangers, if you have any.
Yeah, I
Which
think
is
our
just say,
only rangers are injured currently.
I'm the ranger. Hi. And I'm
Yeah.
out.
And again, Unless this is the one that doesn't have a timer, I don't think it is. I think this is a timed mission format.
Bunny says,
This
oh
still
fuck,
isn't.
I'm in a squad now.
Uh-huh.
Let's do this
I
shit.
only have 2 mag rifles in the squad. I was hoping for more.
We'll just have to save.
Yeah. I'll have to take this
That
carefully.
guy asked if you could say fuck Konami in a Wilfred Bramley voice.
Can't say I know that voice. I should have done Wharf Stash! How slender man, what are your thoughts on Konami? I personally find it an entirely detestable company.
Picked up a transmission from a disabled Advent troop transport that the Resistance locked down in this area. The aliens haven't managed to get this thing moving, so we're going in to try and seize whatever materials we can from it.
Oh, it isn't a train.
To see us. Eliminate any hostile resistance and secure the area.
It's one of their, like, carrier craft for troops.
Bunny says, I better come home, Ken.
That's the idea. Alright. Please tell me I haven't got a counter. Please.
The Advent troop transport is nearby. Engage and eliminate all hostile forces.
Alright, sometimes I love it when I'm wrong. Alright. So, let's check out the perimeter of this map. Alright, since I usually start in a corner, alright, this is the corner. So we need to find where the transport is and set up an ambush. Alright. Since I haven't got a counter, I can afford to take this slow and careful. So, we shall proceed with caution. And if possible...
Bunny, Snowman says, hashtag bring Bunny home.
If I can, I want to engage enemies a single group at a time.
We've got nothing better to do.
So that we
Let's
can
go.
cut them down with superior numbers. Jack, let's get you there.
Yes, sir.
What?
We've been spotted.
Frozen says, hashtag get change
Wait,
on the
wait,
list.
hey, hey.
Rumors Advent might be rolling out a heavy infantry armor system. It's pretty tough.
That's pretty close fire on a friendly. Jeez. Carve him up. Aha, that guy. So that's the heavy armor.
X-ray neutralized.
Yeah, you can see the armor pegs.
He conjures a shield.
Oh dear.
Alright, I see. Well, it's a good thing I invested in armor. Uh-huh. Ugh. You can fire from here. I'm flanked, though. Damn.
Snowman says, oh, it's not a shield bearer.
Mm-hmm.
Shield says, Moxie needs to hit the range.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Alright, well, I would have hoped to have saved this for later. Shatter his cover, though, because I assume if I kill him, it will negate the shield he granted to the others.
Hopefully.
So let's make him a priority. Shatter the shield. Alright.
Marcus asks if there will be any Cerberium content in the future.
There will. I actually have a script sitting on my desktop right now to cover their latest update. Okay. Know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to... Wait, how clear of a shot do I have on him? 78? Yeah. We're going to suppress him. Because I want everyone to get a
Phoenix
clear
is
shot.
going Mythbuster.
There we go. Close up. And... Oh, there we go. That's the kind of shot I like. Straight in the skull. Alright.
Ooh, that had to hurt.
If Very shortly.
I'm on it.
Alright.
They're on to me, says no.
Targets. Alright. Overwatch. Jack, I want you to pull here.
Let's move.
Get to full cover.
Anthro-dating sim.
Protocol, Grim Heal. You know what? Heal yourself. We got other people covering the area, so you can afford it. There we go.
This should help.
Go. Keep them in the fight. There we go.
Mark, it's a script on my desktop. Where have I heard that one before?
I have a lot of scripts sitting on my desktop. I probably have like 13. Ain't much of a shot. Let's take it though. Hey! Alright. So,
Who's keeping score?
that caught us off guard. We still came out
Slow skids.
pretty much clear. One of us took a shot. That's alright. We can recover. Let's get everybody reloaded. And then we will proceed. Alright. Reload.
Find some more heavy ammo.
Let's do this.
And you're going to keep us covered while everyone else reloads. He doesn't need to reload.
Let's move.
She was happy I didn't miss this time.
Alright. So we'll move you up to point and reload. Cool. So squad set.
Good to go.
Let's get somebody up there.
Slow skids.
Still negative contacts. As the fog of war receded to show me my target. It hasn't. Alright. I assume I could probably follow the road to a facility if this is logical map construction. So that means it's probably here-ish. Alright. So I think I may post someone up here, one of the snipers, as we advance. Alright, so T, move up. Let's get you up. Now, Jack. Put you on point. Any contacts? Still negative contacts. Interesting. Alright. Oh! Eyes on the prize. Alright, so that's what we're here for. Which means, if I post somebody here,
Move already.
she should have a shot into that area.
So Marcus has linked a self-book publishing service that
That's
may
cool.
well recommend it to you.
Very cool.
So I have saved it for potential future use. Shifty eyes. I don't know what you're talking about.
After you.
An
She's so
entire,
polite.
an entire case full of stuff I've written.
I know.
On your order.
And the politeness is kind of ironic considering that we never actually switched her away from the kind of aggressive voice she had in the previous game. Alright.
You're like, suck it up.
Eyes on turret. Yeah, I might as well fire on it. Shred it! That's what I'm talking about.
Hit the armor.
Snowman says, hopefully none of the supply crates blow up. You'll be able to at least buy one of the weapon upgrades at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Get to full cover. Have I got eyes on the target here? I do. Come on. Excellent.
Go to hell. yourself.
Yay!
I'll knock on wood for it. I think the campaign has finally started to get clutch.
Snowman says, "Oh, turrets! My favorite way of dealing with them is blowing up the floor under them."
Mm-hmm. It works. Right. Keep us covered as we advance. Move up as a unit.
Moving to position.
Stay on point.
We've got Advent here.
Hi. That's a captain and another
Marcus
shield.
says, "Why is there
a stun
possibly a
lancer.
book coming through your way?" Potentially. I am working on a couple of world ideas that may or may not end up fleshed out into a full.
Caught his attention.
If you destroy them, there won't be anything left for us to recover once the area is secure.
I know, Central, I know.
President says, "You know what we need? Laser weapons."
You know what I need? Incendiaries. Oh, I can't reach them.
Sheila's gonna be our bee.
Alright. I'm gonna say... Can I suppress... I can't suppress the lance. Alright. Then... Nah. Overwatch. Let them come to you. Meanwhile... We move to full cover. And...
Someone says, "Of course." Look, one of the
Let's
crates
buy
blows
that.
up from the Overwatch.
Of course. Ah. Close. No cigar. That stings. I canceled this Overwatch too. And of course you're gonna shield it up. Alright. So that makes the Lancer and you a priority target. Alright, so he missed.
Tyler says, "You know what I never understood? Why laser weapons have recoil? It's a laser. Lasers have no mass, so where does the recoil come from?"
I think it's coming from the like the energy reaction that's actually creating the laser discharge, because that would still have to propel a certain amount of energy out of the chamber. So, I mean, it's kind of a stretch. It could still explain it though.
That guy says, "Would anyone else in chat be interested to watch LLP play the Lawnmower mod for Enemy Within?"
No.
Oh, we tried.
I tried playing it personally, and I can't say I like it. I know for a lot of people that's considered the way to play Enemy Unknown. I couldn't stand it. Like, I loved all the extra customization options it added in. The gameplay modification, like, I know it's intentionally so, don't get me wrong. Like, it isn't sailing over my head, it's just, it isn't a fair challenge. It's artificial difficulty. It's just throwing enemies at you that are far too strong for your level. And it, like, neuters a lot of the weapons. Like, the one that was pretty much just what killed it for me. When I throw an upgraded grenade right next to an enemy with a crappy wooden table sitting from them to the grenade, and it does 1 damage because of a table that shouldn't really provide any cover from a grenade whatsoever, that was just like, nah, I can't. Because it was just, it wasn't fun challenging, it was just frustrating. It wasn't fun.
Okay, so,
You know what?
Sheila's
Suppress
back.
the stuff that's-
her son's tablet froze on him.
Ah,
Noah says, "Hey Ken, I've got an idea since you mentioned needing some content.
Yeah.
LP Cards Against Humanity session? It's been a while and we can get some great folks on voice."
that could be fun.
Okay, and then Marcus says, "Out of curiosity, Vi, what sort of ideas you have?" Oh, where to start? Well, most of them are fantasy-based more than they are like modern. Anything, though. One of them is.
Come on, man.
Man, what percentage was that?
That was a
even?
70.
says you can modify the any files. Some guy 2000 had similar complaints. You just tweak what he didn't find appealing.
I know. I'm just not proficient enough with it.
Yeah.
So.
Noah says I'll hit you up after stream if you want to play with that.
Alrighty.
Frozen says imagine a world where cats are dominant.
In a
One
world.
One of my worlds that I'm working on a lot of is a sci-fi setting where humanity has reached the stars, and it's pretty much this
Kind of the aesthetic of like the Aliens movies, just sans the xenomorphs.
yeah, like aliens mixed with like holograms instead of 50s computers, sort of thing. And it's essentially going to be following the exploits of a ship full of mercs.
Which is also getting adapted into a tabletop rule set.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Though we have not yet gone and tested that. I want to soon.
You know what? I don't want to miss, so yeah, let's just frag him.
I don't know if it'll kill him if I see his armor.
It may, because explosives tend to shred armor, so.
Frozen says, I want to see you okay, Master of Orion now. Oh. Well, it took out part of his armor.
Yeah, it shredded part of his armor, so it should make other people firing on him a little easier. Close on him.
Getting in will be easy. Getting out should be fun.
But yeah, I also plan on actually recording at least the audio from the first campaign set in that world with the modern
Find some
system.
more heavy ammo.
So that may be getting uploaded at some point. I don't know.
Can I get you to superior cover? Well, I've shredded his armor. Alright, this is a gamble.
That guy says, I want LLP to play Tales of Maj Ayal.
There we go.
I don't know.
I haven't heard of that.
Me neither. And Marcus says, and the stream keeps lagging on me, but still, sounds interesting. Bye. Thanks. The other world I'm working on currently is a modern world that magic has suddenly returned to.
Jeez, that's fast. That's probably one of the sped up animations introduced from the patch.
Yeah.
How much shot have we got?
So it says you need a specialist with combat protocol for that to guarantee damage.
Yeah, I know. Because the combat protocol is good because any amount of damage will negate an enemy's overwatch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that
They
what
just
that
have to
does?
take damage. Also, combat protocol does
Really?
extra damage against any robotic enemies,
Ooh. That is
which means against mechs, it is fantastic.
Yeah, that
Free to
sounds...
go. Moving to Overwatch.
But he says, I'm actually enjoying being a tank.
Endlich los. Mir entgeht nichts.
Alright, we gotta move up carefully. Actually, hang on. Gremlin heal on him. Keep our point man standing and kicking. There we go.
Simon
Now,
says, instead of a grenadier, I probably wouldn't mind submitting a character to be a combat hacker.
could use one of those as well.
This'll help.
Cool. Alright.
Shield says, story idea is having galaxies that's almost mirrored to ours, but is completely empty of human beings because they went to Earth to live instead of there. Main character's family is trying to secretly move select population to live there. They have special cores that only the family knows how to build it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hold position.
Yeah, one of my favorites, this is kind of tangentially related, but like theoretical, like it's speculative sci-fi, questions that a lot of sci-fi, like a lot of people write off when in any given spacefaring setting, a lot of the aliens are humanoid or look very human, and yet there is actually some amount of scientific precedent for that idea, at least. We aren't at all certain because we haven't come across any other life as to whether or not it's the case. Because the theory is, if at least carbon-founded life evolves along the same, at least, sorts of like environmental inputs, we can kind of tell like this sort of environment will produce this sort of creature. So if there are similar environmental factors at play, then life will probably evolve along similar lines, which means the same sorts of physiological adaptations will probably get implemented into the creatures that form from it. You can also then have the theory that that isn't the case, that no matter what the element is that it's founded from, it's more or less random, and that even creatures that live in the same environment, because we even have some precedent for that here. Like, obviously, avians and reptiles, they live in the same environments, and yet they evolve wildly differently. Even though there's theory to suggest that at one point they were the same creature. It's dinosaurs, whatever. It's just an interesting question,
Can we catch up to stuff?
Yeah, it reminded me of it, and I wanted to mention it.
Frozen says, I create a world where during the 1960-ish, all governments collapse and the armies from World War II are fighting for territory, just like the old days.
Good times.
Skyler says, incoming game theory. The camera is mounted on Firebrand, and the commander is still on the Avenger. That's why explosives cause the screen to flicker. The shockwave method was the hardware.
I could see that.
And that guy says, to put Maj Ayal simply, imagine an achievement that is really hard to get. Think going through Ravenholm with the gravity gun only.
This way.
Fun
All
times!
achievements are that difficulty or greater.
Jeez.
And that game has the most achievements of any game ever. President says theory. The aliens are time-traveling humans who have evolved and are traveling back to old Earth to help prevent the current humans from messing it up like they did.
That's also possible.
And Marcus says, modern world where the magic has returned. There should be a TV series coming up with the same idea, except it takes place after the apocalypse. Can't remember the name, though.
I think I've heard of that, yeah.
Mine, it's literally set modern world 1 month after sun magic and mythological beasts and stuff. Ooh.
Ugh.
Oh, I hate that. That's
Safe
so,
word.
That's so gross. Snowman says, rip loot crate. No.
No, I missed the loot crate with that explosion. I purposely oriented the shot away from it, because it's safe. Ah, crap. Freaking out because he's poisoned.
I need an evac right now.
Come on, I had this mission under control. Don't kill this for me. Kill him for me. Or miss.
Bob says, but then how do you explain during the VIP missions where you can see the wind being pushed down from Firebrand's engines?
Yeah, that
Snowman says you
kind of...
destroyed one you couldn't see.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Endlich.
Yeah, the Firebrand just hovering there thing kind of confuses me. Because it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
It gave the red loop destroyed thing.
Oh.
Marcus is here.
I didn't know there was an indicator for that. There we go. Move up. And... Ooh, revival protocol. Fix him up, because he's on point. Jeez. Yeah, they definitely accelerated the animations of Gremlins. Which I approve of. He's no longer panicked or poisoned. Alright, I didn't realize it would also fix poison. That's cool. There we go. Alright, cool. So. That ain't much of a shot. Take it anyway, though. Why not? Hey! My man! Alright.
Snowman says it makes sense since you can evac out with wounded soldiers at any time by pressing a little button.
Yeah. I would just think that they would, like, stay in a circular, like, holding pattern away from potential small arms fire. That shot, though!
Nice!
You can't handle me. Status confirmed. All hostiles down in the area.
Snowman says so ship has to be nearby.
Someone give me a stick shift, because this is getting clutch! Alright.
Nice. Frozen says maybe when Firebrand enters an AO, they deploy a drone. brings back a live feed, and the Avenger has a room where other people can watch the op unfold live.
That would make sense. Like, I could see that happening in the Geoscape room.
That guy says, hey, so I'm gonna finish Tribunal for Morrowind soon, and then hop back into Skyrim. Any recommended EMBs?
I made a custom one, so as far as the, like, prefab EMBs,
that one,
I forget which one I used as the foundation.
there's a
for
lot
mine.
of really cool ones. I would get one that has a lot of options.
Yeah,
Because the more options it has, the more,
you can tweak it.
the more you can tweak it.
Because the thing is, like,
Simple EMBs, there's only so much you can do to them.
yeah, and any given ENB was created and optimized for the computer monitor that its creator used at the time. So little things like color intensity, like the light intensity, the color fluctuation, the vibrancy, all of that, it can shift subtly and yet notably depending upon the differences in your monitors. So that's why, like, I had to customize mine, because it looked great in the screenshots that I saw for it, and it just didn't look at all the same on my monitor. So I had to change it up and make it fit.
Sheila says, was Ponce
Alright.
being a smartass? Yes, she was.
Indeed.
I've always been of the mind that the gameplay is only meant to be a snapshot of the whole battle or war. It makes sense for there to be several Sky Rangers in squads. Why else have their call signs like Firebrand and Menace 1-5?
Yeah, that is true.
Honey's like, yeah, I get to return home, and for once I'm not fucked up.
I'm kind of thinking let's get Haywire Protocol, because I need to have someone with that. And we already have someone with Revival.
That guy
So-
says I'm fine as long as it doesn't have ambient lighting. I can't stand it.
I just hate motion blur. That's one of my least favorite things in any game. I can't stand motion blur. Alright, so we got a nice fat stack of supplies. Plenty of corpses. Alright. That was a fine collection run. And a shield bearer autopsy. The Advent shield bearers are among the most heavily armored of the conventional alien forces. Once we've pulled the suit apart, I'm sure the engineering team will find some means of integrating these improvements into our own armor designs. I like the sound of that. And she has recovered. Excellent. He's shaken, though. So is Miss T. All right.
Dang. Bunny
So,
says motion blur actually makes me queasy. That guy says
Yeah.
I love motion blur in my games, so long as it isn't overdone. The problem is most of them, if they're noticeable, they tend to be overdone.
yeah, like I can't stand it in general. A lot of games had it overdone, and it
Marcus
just
is back.
it soured my taste for it in general.
Yep.
Okay.
Never really had time to consider the possibility, but I have to believe Valen is still out there
Oh,
somewhere.
I think she is.
She wasn't the type to let the collapse of XCOM stop her research.
Commander?
Oh, I only need 9 more. I really want to get a Ghost Rifle. I want it so badly.
Tyler says, why do I imagine the doctor is making a onesie out of sex toys?
They
Ew.
seem like a big draw for the cities right now.
Having worked in one of the facilities, I can tell you firsthand. They do offer a level of medical care unmatched by any previous effort in our history. The aliens have effectively cured all of humanity's greatest ailments. Cancer, malaria, AIDS. The process is relatively simple.
As long as you're compliant.
Yes. The price of admission is acceptance of all Advent policies. For many people, that's hardly a consideration. A minor inconvenience at most.
I'm beginning to see the appeal.
So, a little discrepancy I just saw. She said,
Gross.
yeah, she said compliant verbally. The actual dialogue said, as long as you allow yourself to get chipped. So, the average citizen in one of the city centers is compliant because they're chipped. They're mind controlled, essentially. Interesting. So, the aliens are very fond of their psychic control en masse.
And that guy says, I don't want to turn 5 degrees and have my screen look like someone dumped a can of gasoline on it.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here.
President says, I imagine that when you choose a starting nation, you control that base, meaning there are other XCOM bases, but the one you choose is main.
Thing is, in this game, you don't actually choose it. It's randomized for each campaign.
Yeah.
Like for the campaign that I'm running separately to record Mod Spotlight videos, which are coming for this game, just so you know. The one there, I was really excited about it because it started in the southern region of North America, which is like where we live. So I'm like, hey! All right, let's see.
Snowman says, oh, you got more cores too. Maybe time to pump out some experimental ammo.
That is a potential idea. Let me check that. do the different armors require
New orders, Commander?
any of these? Hang on. Proving grounds. Choose projects. Do these require supplies? They do not. Oh, that's good. Das gut. Ooh, and Battlefield Medicine. How many Larium cores do I have?
Shield Family says, need character ideas for city complexes without the world.
Hey, Commander.
Hang on. Inventory. Larium core, I have 3. Alright. So... let's see here. So I already have a skull jack. What does skull mining do again? Conceived of a more thorough means of extracting information from adjacent soldier chips. This new skull mining technique can lead to new intel gains from our enemies. Okay, so we can mine enemies for intel. Could even grant access to hidden alien facilities for the purposes of sabotage. So it could also grant missions, I assume.
Okay, so Snowman says blue screen ammo would be lovely when you start putting codex, and Bobman says, bruh, exos are a godsend.
Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking exos,
We'll get started right away, Commander. I'll
meds.
send word when the project is complete.
Oh, that costs 50 supplies. We have to invest in it though. Is the spider suit worth it? That's the one I'm kind of hesitant. Because I mean,
The exos confer an armor bonus onto your troops, so any hits they don't take as much damage.
That's
or
excellent.
anyone they take.
that is
Skull mining
excellent.
gives the user an improved hacking ability too, by 25.
Yeah, that's the other thing that kind of tempts me.
Skull mining!
No, I need to play this safe. I need to keep my supplies for now so that I can afford to create radio.
Snowman says spider suit has a grapple hook.
That's the thing, though. Is a lot of the environment is already scalable, so that's not a huge priority for me.
Bunny says, I get an exoskeleton in a few days? Yes!
Indeedy. Because we need to make these. And that is several hundred supplies worth. So, yeah, I'm going to save the rest of my money on those. Because we're about to get these online. So, cool. Wait a minute. Do I have any engineers free right now? I do not. Alright. So, let's save. And carry on.
Shield says, also need to come up with a name for the universal currency that is used in any of the city complexes, no matter where they are in the world. Yeah, I have no idea.
Credits? Oh.
That's what I use. I use credits when I need a...
If you want to reference the ancient world, Aurum, maybe? I don't know.
Marcus says, so Ken, did you look
wait.
into that Fallout New Vegas Remington mod I suggested from last stream?
Yeah, I looked at it. With my friend at town, I haven't had much time to actually create scripts these past few days. So I've got that sitting in my list of things to create a script for. I haven't gotten to that part for it yet, though. Fire Axis. Is that a reference to Firaxis, the creators of this game? I've got 4 pegs to go. Let's check it out.
Plotting new course.
Okay. Come on. I just need a peaceful few days.
Operational.
Okay, so power relay's online. That freed up one of my NGs, so carry on. And let's see what I can do to speed up some of this construction with reassignment of NGs.
What can I do for you, Commander?
Let's see. Alright, so that's empty. Oh, man. See, I kind of want to get that. I need to hold out for the other ones, though. So, let's put someone on clearing these out. Or maybe clear that out and get a stack of 93 supplies. Yeah, do that. If I need you for something else, I can always pull you off that. Cool. Save. I'm happy. I've actually accomplished things in this stream. I feel like I'm getting the campaign moving. Ah, I am pleased. I feel like I've finally learned how to play this game properly. I'm still getting my ass kicked occasionally. I actually feel like I'm confident in the actions that I'm taking, though. Alright, so let's see. The exosuit. This heavy armor combines reinforced advent plating with a powered exoskeleton, offering superior protection and damage resistance coupled with a wrist-mounted rocket launcher. With further study, we could unlock additional heavy weapon options for this suit. 1 exo added to the inventory. New Proving Ground project available. Experimental heavy weapon. Although our heavy armor suits are already a formidable protective enhancement for our troops, with some additional reinforcements and a few mounting points, it's possible we could equip even more advanced wrist-mounted weaponry capable of decimating enemy positions. I approve. Alright. There's another peg. Yep. At least it isn't another facility. Hey, man.
We
You
are
wanna-
on camera.
Do you want to avoid cam or?
That's fine.
Okay.
Winning?
I am indeed. Winning is the name of the game this evening.
For now.
So far. Knock on wood. It's all jinx. Alright. Mouton autopsy.
Aliens make a strong statement by fielding these massive creatures as their frontline combat units. I doubt they thought anyone would resist when faced with the alternative of staring down a muton.
Indeed. Alright. Codename Surtur. New item available, advanced grenade launcher. New Proving Ground project, plasma grenade. Plasma grenade. Having never seen any of the previous Mouton variants personally, I can only go by the stories I've heard from Central Officer Bradford and others. As they say, the current breed is apparently on the smaller side, although considerably more agile than the originals. Internally, the subject maintains all the hallmarks of extensive genetic modification, with additional musculature and bone protecting the internal organs from any risk of direct contact. The aliens clearly spent a great deal of time and effort honing the abilities of the Mouton as a frontline combatant soldier. I had heard that our soldiers believed the Moutons to be part of a tribal society, at least originally, based on their unusual battle cries and markings seen in the field. Having finally gotten a closer look, I can confirm the presence of unusual scarification that could certainly be attributed to ritualistic behavior of some kind.
So Marcus says, "Who's that in the background?" And Noah says, "It's that boy." Bob says, "It's that boy." Frozen says, "Special guest, hi."
Thou art recognized and appreciated. So yeah, that's my friend who's in town. Advanced
Yay.
grenade launcher.
Squad.
Uses a magnetic technology to propel grenades further than the conventional launcher and grants a
Yes.
larger effect radius to any launched projectiles.
Yes.
Cool. I like the sound of that. Plasma grenade. In studying the aliens' more complex explosive ordnance, we've concluded that the best means of advancing our own grenade designs was to scrap the conventional composition entirely. In its place, we have theorized that an alarium-based detonator could be the key to assembling a substantially more lethal and destructive weapon for our own troops.
What?
Streaming?
Say what?
We're on Twitch.
Yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch.
Yes.
Do you want to send him a thing on Steam so you get the direct link?
I can't. You have to, because you told me that I have to keep Steam off always
Well,
during
then-
stream.
Well, actually,
About it, I'll figure it out.
okay. You can just search for Last Level Press on
You told me
Twitch.
to, so
I know,
am. I am being
I know.
a good stream host and not
This
nomming
is-
bandwidth with my Steam.
This is good. I approve. I appreciate the consideration. Because we have learned that can cause problems.
It does mean, however, that you can't ask me to message someone via Steam
And
while we're streaming.
that is true.
Actually, you have a
Right.
point, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off my Wi-Fi.
Ah, yeah. Because it eats the
Besides, I have the
connection.
live performance, so everything works out.
This is true. Alright, so what does Alarium research give me? The aliens, and to a lesser extent Advent, have long relied on an otherworldly element known as Alarium to power everything from their weapon systems to the UFOs themselves. It may take some time, but furthering our understanding of this material could greatly advance our own weapon and armor development projects. So I assume that leads to, like, the Tier 3 kinds of additions. Alright. So then psionics, shields.
Well,
That's going to lead to direct armor improvements. What's up?
do you see a phone?
Yes.
Can you hand me the phone?
Retrieval complete.
Thank you. I just realized I couldn't figure out what I did with my phone. I was like, oh, it's down there.
Phone has fallen. Alright.
That guy says Psionics.
I'm thinking, because it's only 3 days and it could lead to armor improvements,
first.
shield first, then psionics. So,
Physically, the Advent shield bearers are quite similar to the bulk of Advent's forces, and that they are the product of careful genetic engineering that generally mirrors the human form. Most of their unique qualities come from a difference in equipment and armor. components I'm sure Shen would have an interest in examining.
Interesting.
Link says the struggle for the phone.
Without access to refined fossil fuels, power is difficult to come by outside the cities. Even among the staunchest of anti-alien dissidents, recovered Advent equipment is highly coveted.
I'd imagine.
Frozen says, phone has fallen too. Fall harder.
This time, it's personal. Alright, so... Ooh, I could get the launcher. I need to get the gauss rifle, though. So... I need another 60 supplies. Okay.
It's been slow going, but I've made headway interfacing our equipment with the alien technology still embedded throughout the ship. Most of the primary systems are now operating on some combination of our technology and theirs. My hope is to use the best of both worlds to come up with something new, something the aliens won't expect.
I like the sound of that, Shen. Keep it up. So... Let's save.
Says, at least you
Continue
don't
on.
have to have them call your phone to find it. I have to do that at least once a day because I forgot where I laid it down.
I'm not entirely sure how he deciphered their system, but we'd still be half buried in the sand if he hadn't. He gave everything he had to get the ship running. But he didn't live long enough to see her fly.
You'll get no argument here.
Snowman says you're only 2 days away from supply drop.
Yeah. So let's complete fire access, and then I think it's about time we move on the facility. Yeah, because that's another peg activating. Yeah, it's time to move.
Commander, the aliens continue to make progress on the Avatar
We know.
project.
I know, Central.
Slow them down, we'll need to move fast.
Alright, a UFO hunts the Avenger.
Commander, remote reconnaissance
There it
indicates the
is.
aliens have a UFO hunting for our position. We need to be careful about where we pick our flight paths.
Alright then. Oh jeez, that moves fast.
Link says, I love the character interactions in this game. Frozen Wolf says, cries for Shen. Senpai!
I appreciate so much of the addition to like the character and the story of this. Alright, let's see here. Among the last of the holdouts in this area, a small group of resistance fighters known as the Fire Axis made contact while we were scanning the region. One of our soldiers claims to have known several members of the elusive group and was able to recruit one of their scientists to join Dr. Taigen's lab. Dr. Yoshio Yamamoto. Alright. Welcome aboard, Yamamoto.
You know, I do
Oh,
wonder.
since the time actually progresses 1 minute per second when you're sitting here on this screen, you can actually see it moving. And since that's actually covering on a continental scale, that kind of
That's
distance,
creepy.
that thing is moving
I
fast.
don't like it. Make it go away.
That is like multiple Machs worth of speed.
Snowman says, dang, you got the event super early. And Scottish Five says, Shenpai?
Shenpai. I approve.
I approve of
Alright,
this. Senpai Senior,
I-
or Shen Senior shall now be known as Shenpai.
I like it. Alright, I can't even afford to go finish making contact because we're this close. So, let's save. It's time to hit
Go for it.
the black site.
Even more reason to move, Ken.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Let's get moving. Operation Doomsteed.
Is this actually an
Yeah,
Advent?
this... yeah. That's what the red lettering and everything indicates, I think.
Scott says Mach 5 at least.
Because...
Link says stay away from that vessel.
Because in my personal campaign, as I said, I haven't advanced past any events that the campaign for streams is at. So I've actually had a UFO hunt me in my personal campaign, and as soon as it started, I saved and stopped because I wanted to see what happens on stream. That way, first impressions and reactions.
Snowman's UFOs attacking you now means you'll want that defense matrix ASAP now.
Alrighty then. Then I may have to invest in that a little earlier.
Scarlet says scratch that. It's multiple times orbital velocity to be that fast.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. This remote alien facility is heavily guarded by the Advent. We need to investigate the site on behalf of the Resistance and report back immediately. So I get 125 supplies. Alright. Launch mission.
For Sector 15, West Asia.
Oh, jeez. Hey, he passed me. Oh, crap. Oh, he's circling around. Had to come in the boat, Captain!
Commander Taigen and Shen aren't going to be happy if we don't put the
I'm back.
Mm-hmm. I'm just not sure this is the mission for a school
I
check.
don't think so. Can we give me something else though?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's get you...
Ghost says, howdy y'all, finally made it home.
Cheers, man. Alright, let's get you an incendiary and...
Frozen says, it's not Doom, but it's close enough.
just in case. Alright, so she's rocking grenades and a
I got
vest.
a fancy rifle!
Yeah, you got the mag rifle now.
Yes!
Can
Noah
anyone
says,
else?
so the first chapter, something of an introduction, is already 3 pages long in a fairly small font with little to no funky inventing. Nice.
Very cool. I approve. Alright, cool.
Snowman
So we
says,
can get him
Central,
set up.
please. You don't know what we know. That codex ripped the squad apart.
We have to wait for a safe mission format to undertake that.
Ghost says, did I miss anything? Oh, a fair amount, yeah.
A little, yeah.
Scott said, should be no timer on this, hopefully.
I hope so. Alright, so this is a difficult... Since Ghost is here, we'll definitely keep him around.
Scott says, FYI, I will be leaving soon, so good night in advance.
Cheers,
Alright.
man.
It is 8 o'clock, so we want to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
We've been streaming for 2 hours already.
Yeah, I'm thinking after I complete this mission,
call
then
it.
we'll call it an evening.
Yeah. We are about to assault an Advent facility. Yes, that guy.
This is the first of the Advent facilities I've actually
It's
hit.
the Advent
so,
Black Site mission.
yeah.
Doomsteed. Because,
Alright,
yeah.
so everyone using proper... Actually, hang on. Let me check, because we have some weapon mods. I want to make sure everyone is set to go. Alright, so upgrades. Oh, mag rifles get a couple of slots. Oh.
So excited!
Alright.
So excited.
First
okay.
2 reloads in a mission do not cost an action. That could come in very handy. Actually, hang on. Let me see if I can put that on our point character. So, Ms. Collier, that is you. Alright, weapon upgrade. Ah, you're already using stock. And that's not a mag weapon yet. Dang. Okay. So then...
Bunny says I'm making a store run. Be right back.
Alrighty.
Ghost says, wow, I get here and they quit early. I am cursed. Well, we started early.
I was
so
already
you
planning
quit.
on it, man.
So it's not your fault. It's okay.
Alright, so it's already using a scope, so that's increasing aim.
Frozen says, I made spaghetti, but because it's Friday, I can't eat it until 12:01.
Alright, I'm thinking the combination of increased aim, so therefore, of course, increased ability to hit a target, could pair well with the repeater, which is if you hit your target, there's a 5% chance of just instantly killing them. Because the thing is, with stocks, I know that is saying that missed shots still deal 2 damage. I'm not sure if that's just considered extra damage, or if it's considered a hit, which could trigger a repeater. It isn't entirely clear how those upgrades interact, so...
Oh, we should tell them about our guest's awesome birthday present to you. I was reminded by Marcus because he said, Ghost, are you going to stream Far Cry Primal anytime soon?
Yeah, I probably will not stream the entire, campaign story, the full length of it, because I put out a poll on Twitter to actually check and see what y'all wanted to see from it, and the consensus was that there's some interest to see it, perhaps not as a pre-recorded series, a la like a more classical Let's Play, that there was some interest in seeing streaming the fun parts of it, just kind of roaming around and having some action. So that is probably coming this coming week, as I want to stream several things so that we can put the exports up as something to release while we are away, because like I said, I'm heading with him the week after this coming week to spend away from here, so I want to have a lot of stuff pre-recorded. So stream exports are going to be in there. I'm going to record a lot of reading from the Elder Scrolls, as well as probably marathon at least one other game, the way that I did with like Sage Fusion, with Deadlight, that kind of thing. That way I can edit those when it comes to crunch time, like the day prior to heading out. That way I can just spend all day editing, get those rendered, get them scheduled to release. That way hopefully I can cover most of the time we're away, so I don't have to record much while we're out there.
Snowman says hair trigger on sharpshooters is nice because there's a chance of bonus action.
Yeah,
shots.
exactly.
Snowman says stocks are best for people with terrible aim percent.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Ghost says I'm working tomorrow, but I'm going to try and stream it tomorrow after work, hopefully a bit earlier than the first stream.
Cool. Alright, so we'll go with repeater on that then. Since that sounds like the stock damage doesn't synergize with the repeater insta-kill. So, alright. He's upgraded. Because I only want to upgrade the people with mag rifles, that way it carries over. So that means you... What can we do for you? First 2 reloads in a mission don't cost an action. See, that I think is really good for marksmen, for whom they have a limited capacity, and if they have to reload their primary, that consumes their ability to fire their primary that round. So I think I'm going to save the autoloader for marksmen. Laser sights. Increased critical chance, improving with proximity to target. That is good for a ranger. So that's what we're doing.
Marcus's Ghost, gotcha, gonna keep an eye on your channel then. Person says, oh my rangers, I run tracer ammo, superior scope, and superior extended mag. My ranger has 110 aim. Starman says, I saw a sharpshooter with superior repeater, execute 4 targets in a single kill zone, and it was amazing.
Jeez, that is
And
intense.
stock damage can trigger repeaters.
Oh, it can? Oh! Alright then. I'll keep that in mind. Alright, well, nervous as I am, I think it's time to commence. So, let's launch. I'll probably create a combat save as soon as we hit the ground. I want the cityscape. It's so cool. Oh, there's the UFO. It's coming for me.
Our contacts in the local resistance have shown us how to access the Advent black site. The aliens worked hard to keep this place under the radar. We don't know what we're gonna find in there. Keep your heads up. Expect heavy opposition.
Clear. Recover any valuable information or items. Extract all soldiers. That's concerningly vague.
I'm nervous.
Uh-huh.
Combat save.
Yeah, as soon as I touch down. Alright.
Confirm the black site is in your immediate vicinity. Infiltrate and investigate the area. Expect heavy resistance. Neutralize all hostile contacts.
I see creepy stasis pods. Alright, so we just need to get in, conduct the investigation, and then reach extraction.
Meaning,
Alright, so...
on the Avenger Defense, you can use all available personnel, meaning you can have 12 personnel in a fight.
Jeez.
And Ghost says, I'm also thinking of streaming Sticks sometime in the near
Oh.
future. I love that game, just don't have time to record and edit.
Gotcha.
I think I'll do a run on stream for anyone interested.
Sounds cool to me, man. Because that looks like a cool game. Like, it's a little much for me to afford. It does look like one that, especially with your penchant for stealth games, would end up pretty cool to see you stream. Alright, since we haven't got a timer, we'll move carefully. Because extreme caution is my mantra for this kind of mission.
Okay, let's move.
Snowman says, I love the name of the achievement for when you kill 3+ targets in a single round with a single soldier. Now I am become death.
Yeah, I did that actually in the initial mission you get if you don't conduct the tutorial. There's a 3-man Advent Trooper patrol that can come around, and sometimes they'll like circle around each other like they're chatting. And while you're in concealment, you can catch all 3 of them in a grenade, and that's how I got that achievement. Oppenheimer's folly. Now I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Which is actually a quote from the Bhagavad Gita.
Marcus says, Ken, have you thought about making a modded walkthrough of New Vegas?
I have indeed. That's actually on the docket for something that I want to do after I've completed my run-through of Fallout New Vegas with the Dust Complete Overhaul mod on, because for the pre-recorded Fallouts, I want to experiment with doing a completely in-character system, like a series. I've talked about this in the past, because it's something that I think I would have a lot of fun with, and I could kind of flex the voice acting muscles, as it were, get a little practice in. Right.
Are you trying to hint at me? You're trying to hint at me, Tigan, aren't you?
He's trying. What's the explosive that's in range? What is that?
I don't know.
Is it... Oh, it's that. Alright, well, that's far enough away from them then.
It won't do us any good to hit that.
Uh-huh.
Ghost says it's an amazing, simple yet complex game that is hilarious at the same time, and it's so much fun. I can't believe I've never finished it.
So, what concerns me is I could sneak past them. If I went into contact a little further in, though, then they could pincer me from the rear. So I'm kind of thinking I might want to set up an ambush on them, take them out here in a controlled environment, and then advance. So for now, let's see. Can I get people to superior cover? Yes, I can.
Sheila says, miss anything? Had to clean up from noseblood?
Oh, jeez. That's no fun.
I'm sorry.
Ghosts on you.
Marcus says, you need to get New Vegas bounties then. The storyline is movie quality. We know. We have it.
Yeah, I've played through the first couple of them. I haven't played through the third yet. And the first couple are amazing. I love the character Randall. He's just so cool. Alright, so now we're going to let her... Oh, wait, no. Dang, she didn't have a shot on one of them. Never mind. I haven't got a timer. I haven't any cause to rush. So...
Yes, sir.
let's just put you in close range and... concealed Overwatch. Hopefully they will patrol around. There we go. Alright. So they should still have a shot on him. There we go. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking, how clear does a shot does she have? She has a 97. Alright, so she will initiate contact.
That
So
guy
let's
wants
get
to know if you would stream New Vegas bounties 3. I want to see your reactions to everything.
Stream it, I'm not sure. I certainly plan on including it in, like, a Let's Play series. Because when I do, like, those long quest mods, I essentially want to do those as, like, offshoots of a primary Fallout New Vegas run. So that I would run it with the same character as the primary run-through, and sort of treat it as, like a spin-off series, in a way. And probably, like, come to a certain point in the main series as, like, canonically for that character's timeline, this is when they're doing this quest, and then, like, name those sub-series accordingly, so the people that don't care about those mods and those quests can just skip it, and they can get straight to the next number that indicates the main game storyline progressing. So it would take a little finagling as far as the like the naming conventions and making sure that I create proper playlists so that everything is organized and cleanly available. I've put a fair amount of thought into this ahead of time, so like it's coming. Probably not as a stream, as a pre-recorded series though. That's probably the way it'll end up.
Shield says it's a side effect from one of my meds.
Oh, all right.
Matthew says 3 masculine emotions way more than the first 2.
Gotcha.
Marcus says whoever made New Vegas bounties needs to be hired by Hollywood. Maybe then the new movies wouldn't suck so much. Yeah.
He's one hell of a writer, and he's actually a decent voice actor too.
Yes. And Evil Bunny agrees.
Alright, is that everyone? Almost. Ghosts, Long Watch. Now. Initiate contact. Yep. Now they're gonna scatter and get shredded. Yeah, guys, run for cover. See how that works out for you.
Poor Pyro. His wisdom teeth are coming in, so
Oh, that's no fun.
he's experiencing some pain.
So, the captains here are capable of dodging the way Vipers have in the past.
That's not
That implies
right.
that these are improved versions
That's not.
of
No.
Advent soldiers. Hi there.
That's cheap.
Oh, he is running for cover.
It's so cheap. So cheap.
Thing is, he doesn't have anyone to apply a shield to right now, so he's playing this defensively. You know what, man? I am not in any rush. I don't have a counter, so I can approach this carefully. I ain't chasing you. I ain't falling into that trap. I am gonna spread out in case he has explosives, though.
Don't lose kids.
Got a shot? Indeed. Let's keep him suppressed, just in case he decides to pop any shots off at us.
Marcus says, or maybe be hired by any of the game companies. Most new games I play seem to lack the story completely.
I could see Obsidian actually picking him up, because one, he made a very well-liked mod for one of their games, and the thing is, Obsidian, because they're comprised of former members of Interplay, you know, with New Vegas itself, you know, they're more comfortable with writing gray area stories, the likes of Some Guy 2000's work, so I could actually see them having an interest in picking him up. I don't think it's entirely likely, it's more than most, though. Hey, shots connect, alright. I like that she's got like a hollow on there.
Frozen says he's trying to meet up with another squad. Good
Yeah,
job.
I know, that's why he's pulling away.
It's clear.
Overwatch from there. Ghost, see if you can finish him off. Kill shots! Alright.
Work well done.
Yay!
So I assume another squad is coming.
Probably. That seems to be how things work for us.
Alright, let's get moving.
Already there.
As long as no one else shows up, I may spend this round just reloading. That way, as soon as we have another contact, we are fresh to go. So you're gonna overwatch, just in case. Do I risk opening that door just in case there's anyone in there? Because that is not an objective. Nah, I ain't even risking that. We're just gonna reload and overwatch. And continue on.
Just reload and keep fighting. Weapons ready.
Same for you.
It's killing time. Overwatch.
It is indeed. Alright, Ghost. Let's put you ahead. There we go. Anyone coming? I hear movement. Someone's coming. Which means we're gonna reload and we're gonna wait.
Frozen says, I don't know why, but this game reminds me of SWAT 4.
Swap 4. What is that? I don't recognize that name.
Me neither.
Is that like a movie or something? You know what? Since they're coming, I'm just gonna hold position. Do I dare move up there? I might send Ghost up there if I can. Because from right there,
Frozen says, I love how people burst into a room, shoot it up, and tell people it's XCOM.
I'm on it. Yes, sir.
Pyro, hold position. Ghosts. cool. He can get up there and then reload in a single action. Excellent. Please tell me there's no one on the roof. Clear. Alright, good.
Is it really?
Sweet. So that'll give him a high ground aim increase for whoever's coming. I hear more movement. Alright. I'm starting to wonder whether they're coming to me or whether they're setting up for me to come to them.
I don't know.
Remember what Central said about seeing the trains moving around the clock, yet no one ever sees them load or offload?
Yeah.
I think we're seeing them offload. Because all these... Those are people in, like, stasis pods.
Scroll in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are people.
Because those are just like the ones that are arranged around the objective in here.
SWAT 4 was an amazing game for its time, says Ghost.
What the hell? Most of these people are dead. That one's all, like, just half a person. That one's skeletal. So are several of these. Why are they keeping corpses in here?
So they're green. It's for the Exalt burgers. We have found their packing facility.
Let's do this.
Frozen says, a random civ in the middle of a firefight. Do not worry, citizen. We are here to save you.
Big guy down. Nobody gets past us. Clear?
Yeah.
Clear indeed.
Sure.
I can feel the tension. This is calm prior to the storm.
I'm very nervous. I'm waiting for the shit to hit the fan.
I'm just waiting on a squad of mutons to come charging
Where's the
at
other
me.
shoe? Because it's gonna drop soon. I can just.
Mm-hmm.
Frozen says, Advent burgers are people.
On Overwatch.
Legen wir endlich los. Hold on, are those?
Uh-huh.
The containers, the trains, this entire facility. The aliens are still abducting people. From the looks of it, they may never have stopped after the invasion.
Those containers look like they have self-contained power cells. It could be some kind of stasis system. It's possible at least some of those people might still be alive.
I don't think they're still necessarily abducting them. I mean, they are, just not the same way. Now, they're just letting the people come to them voluntarily in the guise of the clinics.
Yeah.
And they don't do it to everyone, because that would arouse suspicion.
Because that would be too obvious.
They do it to just enough to satisfy their needs. Ghost, keep us covered.
Squad of mutons? You underestimate XCOM. Chances are it's a squad of gatekeepers, says Frozen.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you!
Moving to Overwatch.
Okie dokie.
Genug gewartet.
I don't like
Advent has
this.
expanded their rail network to touch every city center they've built. And this looks like the end of the line, at least for this area.
Yep.
So this is taking from all the city centers.
Zeigt euch.
So they're coming to the same conclusions I did.
Alright. Ready.
It's clear.
I'm nervous about this, man.
Yeah. I love that with the added story elements, this game creates a fair amount of tension.
Yeah.
I hear more movement.
Bobman says you don't know true misery till you get squad wiped by 2 sectopods. Oh.
Yeah, I'm
Endlich.
not looking forward to my first sectopod encounter. Speaking of mutons,
What is this?
and speaking of sectopods, I think. Is that what that is? Huh? Was that just a case of something?
What are those?
Some more pods. Hi! You seem happy to see me. Straighten that nose. Well, that put the hurt on him.
Link says my Fallout 4 character went from being Mad Max character to Frank Castle.
Excellent.
Snowman says, what would you rather face? A squad of gatekeepers, if that was even possible, or a cluster of chrysalids?
Can I take C? None of the above.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about C. I like option C.
If I move here, will I have a shot?
Let's go.
Because I ain't closing on a Muton. And I need to spread out because of his grenades. And there's a turret! Well, this just got messy. Might as well. Take that out of the equation.
At least I hit it.
Don't let up.
Could I haywire on the turret? That could help things.
What does Haywire do again?
Either shut it down for a couple of turns, or seize control of it. So, shut down 55, control 28. Yeah, let's just take it out of the equation. Shut down. Come on. Come on. Score. Alright, so turret's out of the fight.
It's only temporarily.
Yeah, well, a couple of rounds is long enough to deal with the Muton. That's my main concern. Okie dokie. So, what have we got? 94% on the sectoid. What kind of shot have we got on the Muton? Not much. He's the 54. Alright. Let's take some of these sectoids out. Deadeye, what have I got? 71. I could one-shot it. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Combat save. Hang on. Because I need this shot
You need
to
a skull
connect.
check on your specialist since it gives a boost to their hacking score, unless you need the
That would make
do
sense.
skull mining research first. I think you might have to do skull mining first to get the.
Yeah. Alright, I need this shot to connect, so... Come on. Come on. Alright, that didn't do full damage. Still connected, though. So it's off. Oh crap, he's a-coming.
Oh no.
Miss, miss. She has full cover. Oh, that wasn't a miss. That stings.
Shoot and not miss. That was.
I am so incredibly glad
What is
I
that?
upgraded our armor. Get out of my head. Those are my
It
thoughts.
failed
Not yours.
though, didn't it?
It failed. What you up to? Whew! They just shattered one of the pods. Okay. What do we got? I think we need to take that turret out of the equation before it comes back online. So... let's hit it. There we go. Damn, it wasn't much. We really need to get rid of that Muton. What shot you got? Could kill the sectoid. Could I get each of them? No, they're too spread out. If I hit him and angle it like this, those are empty pods. Because I'd feel guilty about destroying pods with explosives. Those are empty though. So
They are, right?
yeah. Hit him. We need to get rid of him.
Yes, it looks like everyone's getting from Moxley.
And I ain't happy with her. There we go. And it shredded his armor. Good.
Oh, good. Now what?
Now let's get you right up next to him. This is a gamble,
Yes, sir.
one that should pay off. How do you have a clearer shot on that than him? 45 at point blank.
Oh boy.
You know what? Take the shot at the sectoid. Somebody else can put a shot on the Muton. This is just gonna get... Headshots! Alright, so sectoid is very dead. Pyro, what shot you got? Still just a shot on the sectoid. Oh. If I move you up, will you have a shot on the Muton?
Just let the acid burn kill the Muton, says Snowman.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Sectoid ain't down. He's hurting, though. Ghosts, what can you do for me? You can finish the sectoid, hit the Muton. The acid will probably kill it, though. So I'm gonna say, let's put a shot on the turret so that it's out prior to coming online again. Come on, make the shot. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, it ain't killed. I think it only has one peg.
The most inexplicably enjoyable YouTube account. Shitposting, rage, and strikingly accurate social commentary from an amazingly articulate 11-year-old girl who hates BuzzFeed. It is phenomenal and hilarious.
Alright, I approve. So yeah, the acid killed the Muton. Good. And there's another one. Called it. I may have to make a tactical retreat and let them come to us, because this is starting to stretch us a little thin. Yeah, because he's charging up. Yeah. We have to pull away. We're not retreating, we're just attacking in another direction. Crap. Oh! Hi. How are you? Does anyone have a clear shot on that sectoid?
No, it says in her criticism of BuzzFeed, she labeled it uninspiring and predictable, going so far as to boil their content down to the try guys try suicide tag content.
Jeez, that is intense coming from such a young girl. Oh. Alright, hang on. Does anyone else have a clearer shot on that sectoid? Because I need it to die. Chances are not very high all around. It's the highest so far. Get rid of him. There we are. That should get rid of the zombie. Correct? Alright. Promotion earned. Okay. Get rid of the turret, because that's about to cause us some trouble. There we go. Thank you, Mox.
Who's keeping score?
Oh. I might just have to eat it and feel guilty. Because that'll force them to move, it'll damage them.
Combat save first. Just in case it does do something absolutely horrific. Because you never know.
Yeah.
Oh, the guilt is real.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all could hear that. As he said, think of it as a mercy. Because odds are, from what they've been put through, they probably don't want to wake up.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Frozen says, "You monster! You killed the innocent!"
Oh.
Shield says she's being a smartass again. She's channeling her husband. It's for the greater good.
Oh, can I not affect them both? Fine then. Roast the Muton. Because I need him to start taking damage over time. Oh, that did a lot! And he's on fire. That may very well kill him next turn. Alright, Ghost, what you got? 100% on the sectoid. Execute him. That's what I'm talking about. What left we got? Alright.
do it.
Yes. Fire killed the Mouton. I need to keep that in mind. Moutons, dispatch with fire. Kill it with fire!
Snowman says this is where the upgraded grenade launchers would be nice. Bigger blast radius and more damage.
Yeah.
Shield says playing with fire.
I need an evac right now.
She's panicked. It's okay if we
Does
take him
panic
out.
mean I go and stab it?
Maybe. Nope, means you hunker. That's okay.
There are worse,
There's much worse.
Just gotta keep moving.
Okay. You're gonna reload,
Link says kill it with acid.
Let's do
and
this.
you're gonna patch yourself up.
Get up and get back out there.
Good. Now then. Move up. Good. Put fire on him. I like having the stock modification on a cannon. That is coming in very handy. There we go. Get to full cover. There we
Shield
go.
says I'm a medic now.
Yeah, you had an extra space and couldn't carry any more grenades, so I'm like, medkit, why not? Yep. Alright, so let's let everybody reload. Again, we don't have a counter, so we can wait, reload, and let everyone get set for moving forward.
I'm so nervous. Snowman says, did you ever equip anyone with the exosuit?
I did not, actually. Have I actually made that yet?
I don't
I
think
researched
so.
it. I don't think I made it.
President says, why use acid? Kill it with
Did I?
tiny sand particles. It gradually erodes the skin and eventually the tissue, while it is extremely painful.
Combat save 3.
I'm nervous.
Because we have made good progress.
I'm sorry, Sibs. I'm sorry.
Let's get...
It's not your fault you were stolen. You have one built, so it's Snowman.
Oh, I do?
Do you?
Oh, excellent. Okay. Then we will
Do that.
equip her with it. Remind me of that once we conclude this mission.
Another is being made, so Snowman.
Gotcha. Okay. That was one of the things I forgot to check prior to launching the mission.
Will do.
Let's see how close we are to the objective.
Hey everyone, weapons at the ready.
Okay, so this is the facility. So we need to get in here,
There's something
check
in
that
there.
out.
There are special ones.
Yeah. And then evac is right
Okay.
here.
What's that special thing in the middle?
Some kind of piping thing. I don't know. We have to get in there and find out.
President says, hurry up, I'm very hungry.
So am I, actually. So, like I said, once we complete this mission, we'll call it an evening. Still, though, with the progress we've made, I ain't about to rush.
The path lies before us.
Because taking
Let's
this
not waste any time.
cautiously and carefully is working well. I didn't hear any movement that time.
Finally. I'll get some.
Alright, how do we get in there? There's a door there and a door there. Which do we want to clear from? I'm feeling this one. Okay. Let's get
This way.
everyone stacked on the door.
Consider that practice.
Go, go, go!
I need to have him reload next turn. Ghost, we're gonna put you here. Actually, no, here, so you're away from the acid. So that you can cover the door once it opens. Good.
Enemy activity.
They're coming. Yep, they're on the move. They're not just hunkering. advanced. There we go. Good. Now, we are going to spend one last turn prepping. Get everyone reloaded.
Scanning a beat. Just reload and keep fighting. Ready for action?
There we go.
Good to go.
These are the hard-learned lessons that this game has taught me. When it gives you precious time, take it and use it. Because if it's giving it to you, it means you need it.
Let's move already.
So nervous.
Alright. Overwatch.
I'm not still.
Alright.
Am I?
Enter the threshold.
Bad feeling. Oh, such bad feeling.
Down close, kids.
Looks more like a refinery to me, Doctor.
Once we get our hands on that sample, we'll know for sure.
They submerged them.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like they're processing the corpses into something.
I'm telling you, it's the burgers.
No, it's something
I
else.
know. Maybe the burgers
Okay,
are mind
double
control.
time.
That's why everybody loves them. They're weirdly addictive.
Could at least represent some kind of
What's over there?
introduction of chemical addiction.
Price is right. It's been fun, but I need to sleep. Good night, all.
Alrighty, have a good one, man. Thanks for sticking around.
Sheila says, Matrix, anyone? As batteries? Yeah.
Yeah. Thing is, they have Valerium, so it isn't a power source. It's
Frozen
something.
says it's their Big Mac special sauce.
It's something they can't replicate with technology, whatever it is.
I don't like it.
Something they need genetic material for, or at least
Human.
protein for.
Human genetic material, potentially.
Yeah.
Endlich. Mir entgeht nichts.
Because that's one of the other things that we're discussing in the last stream. Speculative sci-fi. Like, why would aliens come to Earth of all places? Because this isn't actually a very resource-rich planet. We have one thing here
Doctor, secure that canister.
that is, as far as our knowledge of the observable universe is concerned, incredibly rare. Protein.
Advent troops here.
And he says, now I want a Big Mac.
I'm more of a Wendy's fan myself. Another shield. Nice.
Shredded the
Cannon
armor.
shreds armor.
Panzer on the Taten.
Okay, that's kind of a ridiculous image. The Mouton just peeking in through the window like, hey guys, how's it going? How are you doing?
That guy says they may be collecting the extremely valuable secret to human success. The milk of human kindness.
Nah, I'm gonna save the acid for the Mouton. Because it seems like those damage over time grenades are a great way of dealing with them. Excellent! So he cannot protect the Mouton. Ghost, what kind of shot you got? That ain't much, so let's instead put you on Long March. Because I know at least the Stun Lancer's coming through that window. I stand corrected. If they're going to hold their position, we may as well fire on them. I was afraid of that.
That is not good.
No.
Frozen says Mouton is like, hey, that was my friend!
Damn. I really need to damage the Mouton to get rid of his Overwatch.
How much health do I have?
Full. It can't one-shot any of us.
Well, then send me. I am willing to be sacrificed. For the greater good.
Plus, we need to spread out. Because if
Yeah.
he throws a grenade, it's going to shred the whole squad.
I'm willing to be sacrificed. Oh, man! We're going in there?
That didn't trigger Overwatch.
Can I shoot him from here?
It's because you have the Shadow Step ability.
Can I shoot?
It makes so much sense.
Who do I have shots on?
See if you can hit the stun lancer at least. Come on, we're not getting locked up here. Overwatch. Can you advance far enough to throw that grenade? Miss. Just one of you miss. Missed. And that missed. Yes. Alright. Oh, it shredded his cover, though.
Gross, the glowing armor.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. Get to cover. Full cover. Because they shredded where you were headed.
Does Ghost have any shots?
He does. It ain't much. Let's take it, though. Come on. I like that if they're standing next to each other, the character in the shot path will duck. I think, yeah, that killed the stun lancer, so it's just the Mouton left.
I'm kind of grossed out that I'm in the water.
Uh-oh.
It's coming in through the roof.
Shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
No.
Ah, that stings.
Critical. I was just put back on rotation.
Okie dokie. Oh man, that's not much of a shot. Could you get up there? That's not really a good position.
Finally!
Get over there to at least get to cover.
Does she have a shot now? What's the shot like now?
Can you throw a grenade up there?
No.
No, it's out of range.
Do we have a shot?
Not much.
Try it though.
She's only in half cover. I gotta have her hunker.
Stay put!
Oh.
Does Bunny have a thing he can shoot? Grenade?
It's coming!
Already used them. Dealing with the other Moutons. Oh, not good. Oh, not good at all. You know what? Suppress it. Because I think this is basically telling me we need to get someone up there to flank him.
Right.
In other words, that means me, doesn't it?
No, because you're hurt.
Can I?
You are instead going to launch. Pyro. Fix her up. Because if he hits her again, she is probably kill.
Yeah.
There we go. Now. Can you throw an acid grenade up there? Camera, work with me.
No, we can't get it through the window.
It's not a proper angle. Damn.
Do you have any other shots?
I might just fire on him. That ain't much.
No.
It's something though. Come on.
Nothing.
That's what I'm talking about. Caught him in the ass. Alright.
Armor still holding.
Frozen says 2-hour hype for my spaghetti.
Ghosts, get up to there.
Can you shoot him?
Hit him with a pistol.
Try.
Come on. Hit him.
We'll take it.
And it cut down some of his cover as well. Since he's suppressed, he is not going to move easily.
Did I get
There we
that
go.
watch?
Damn.
Did I get an Overwatch?
Anyone else? From off screen. He's super slow motion.
Was that
I
Overwatch?
think that was because you were the only one on Overwatch. Yep, that was you, and that earned you a promotion.
Yay!
Are we clear?
Yeah.
All right, get to full cover. And I want to get everyone reloaded because I have the feeling the second we touch that thing,
Yeah.
everything is about to go to hell.
Yeah. No. No,
Don't do those kids.
I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Waffe geladen.
actually want, as I'm reloading, I want to get everybody close to, within running distance of, the extraction.
Scott says, "Bye from off screen." I think that was our first off-screen kill.
That was. Usually the camera will like flow over to whoever's firing next. Sometimes it kind of glitches out though, and you still get the old from off-screen thing.
Yeah. Marcus says, "Bye kicking ass." And Frozen says, "That cross-screen shot though."
Oh shit, I still hear movement. There's still someone alive.
But where? That's the major
Not
question.
sure.
On the move.
At this point though,
We're too close to the objective. We need to just get
Yeah.
it and get out
yeah.
if we can.
So,
Legen wir endlich los.
collect the sample.
Someone says, "Well, looks like that glitch wasn't fixed like they thought."
Blackside vial.
Okay. Now what?
Habe die Beute.
Guessing that's not water in there. Shen, any readings?
No signs of radioactivity, no significant energy signatures of any kind. Whatever it is, it's safe to handle.
Question mark.
Confirmed acquisition of the sample. Move to rendezvous at the extraction point.
Check. So they're calling in reinforcements there. So we need to make it to evac.
Yeah. It says extract with black site file and get all XCOM codes.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this then.
They're probably going to set down prior to our ability to get everyone out, so we're going to set up an ambush, and then we are getting the hell out of here.
Todeswaffe. Naturally.
Because I want everyone within running distance of the LZ. Here we go. Here they come.
I'm scared of what they're gonna put down.
Looks like it's just an admin squad. Alright, we can handle them.
Is that one of the advanced armors?
Yeah, that's a shield.
We need to take out the shield first.
No, ain't even worth fighting. If we can, run straight for the LZ. Don't even bother. They are not worth the combat. Hi there. Caught you sleeping.
Come on!
Oh.
Pistol caught him. Ghost from off screen.
Okay.
Yeah, the camera's really freaking out here.
No,
That little glitch was not fixed like they thought.
Imagine if you formed a perimeter around their drop zone preemptively and put everybody on Overwatch. Instant obliteration. And someone says, unless everyone missed.
Oh shit, she is not within running distance. Well, looks like we're killing them all after all. Advanced trooper. That's concerning.
Kill the advanced trooper. I don't trust anything that says advanced. What does Bunny have eyes on? Hmm?
The officer. Can we not hop through this window? Oh no, she can't get out because they're in the way. Okay.
I'd shoot it.
You know what? No, I'm gonna Overwatch because they still have to close on us to get clear shots.
Okay, what can I do?
Same thing. Pyro, on the other hand. What the hell? Can we not hop out that window? Damn.
We have to go out the
We have to go out through the freaking door.
But we can shoot it though.
Yeah, we're gonna hold this position. Chuck an acid out there. Get rid of the shield. There we go. So that shredded a little of his armor. Now he's gonna start taking damage over time. Ghosts. See what you can do to the officer. There we go. Gut shot. Alright, I suspect they have some tricks up their sleeve. Ooh, he's hurting. Come on, close on us. See what happens. You're gonna take a shot. Alright.
Mark the one with the goods.
Yeah. So they're treating her as their objective. Yeah, the camera's really freaking out, so Firaxis, your camera fix. It ain't working. Oh! Put down hard.
Kills it. Oh.
That was you.
That was me. That was Vi from off screen again. No, it says these camera bugs are like weird performance art. Bob says, I had one that made me watch my squad get wiped from the perspective of a dead squad member.
Oh, that's so dark.
That's fantastic. I kind of love that, actually.
He is watching from Valhalla. Come on.
Through
There
the
we go.
wall.
That intense glare, man. What kind of shot you got? Oh. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Rack that kill count. I love physics.
I've had enough of this. Running on empty.
I was pissed. I got shot a few too many times. I'm just ready to go home.
Oh. Oh.
There you go. Alright, I guess
Right, let's get moving.
let's get out of here. Oh, there's...
There we go. Out through the door.
They're probably going to bring in more reinforcements until we leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm anticipating, so that's why I'm saying while we
Through
have a
the
lull.
window! Through the wall! As the blood drips down the wall.
Cover corner.
That is Cap.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Frozen's is straight up brutal.
On my way.
Snowman says that window glitch is going to hurt if they get another drop in.
Yeah. At this point, though, everyone's within running distance, so even if they set flares now, I'm already safe.
That guy says, not wrecked, Tyrannosaurus wrecked.
So that was an entire stream of some of the cleanest missions I have yet conducted.
Don't say that yet.
We're in the clear. Everyone's within running distance.
Don't say that till we're actually out, okay? I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
Avenger, this is Firebrand. Package is secure. Will do.
I'm just all kinds of excited that I think I've finally reached a point of familiarity with and therefore confidence in the controls and mechanics and strategies at work in the game to actually start conducting myself well in missions.
Starting to kick butt. Frozen says, I am before someone slips in a rock and snaps their neck.
It's all those war games I'm practicing in the geoscape room and my
And she was like, don't
commander's
jinx it.
quarters.
I'm like, I know, right?
Hey, we're in the clear.
We did it.
A horrible truth.
I'm scared about this truth.
Yeah, let's see what this means.
Operatives are secure. Firebrand returning to base.
Mission accomplished, Commander. We just hit Advent where it hurts. This was a place no living human being was ever intended to see. Happy as I am to see it gone. Something tells me the aliens won't take this line down.
Indeed.
Oh, there's only one more squad that could come in. Nice. I'll probably have... Snowman says, you'll probably have one gravely wounded Vi. Yeah.
Yeah, because she took one heavy hit.
But I dealt the most damage, okay? I earned that promotion. Link says you still have that UFO to deal with.
Yeah, I know. That's probably gonna get.
That's next stream, yo.
That's gonna come up next stream.
No,
Which,
it says also Kent, since I assume this is the end of the stream, Vi is in possession of a link to the first chapter of the story.
Cool.
Steam will copy to you as well. He
And
wants our opinions on it.
Alrighty. And speaking of next stream, that will probably happen a little earlier in the week, this coming week, since I'm going to be leaving town with him probably on the day that we would ordinarily stream. So either
keep
Wednesday or
your-
Thursday this
keep your
coming week.
eyes open.
Yeah.
for
Keep an eye on our social
alerts.
media for that, because I'm going to try to let you all know ahead of time when we're planning on doing that.
We got this.
Alrighty.
How effed up am I?
Probably gravely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so is Mox. Alright, it's promotions.
That's Pyro.
So he's
Medic
going...
Scanning protocol. What's that do?
Field Medic gives an extra 2 uses to medkits. Scanning protocol can trigger an instant scan of the area, increasing the specialist's sight radius substantially for 1 turn, revealing any hidden or disguised enemies in view. That's useful? Field Medic, though.
Field Medic.
Yeah, especially because he has medical protocol, so that's more heals at range that he can do.
Yeah.
So... Ghost, let's see here.
Death from above. This is Mox.
Killing... Ah, okay. Killing an enemy at a lower elevation with your sniper rifle costs only a single action and does not end your turn. So you could shoot and then move, unlike usual. Alright.
So he said,
Quick
I got
draw.
no promotion. F you, XCOM. You got one last time.
Yeah. Firing your pistol with your first action no longer ends your turn. Alright, so this is a mobility level. Since she is going straight rifle, I'm thinking
Yeah, death
death
from
from
above.
above. Yeah.
She also says, hopefully I have more of the story ideas mapped out by next stream.
Sounds good.
This is me.
Conceal. Enter concealment once per mission. Or run and gun, take an action after dashing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me kill things after running.
Because that means you could shoot after running the same way you can slice with a sword after running.
Now that
Alright.
you've recovered the apparent product of the black site facility, I imagine it will take considerable time and resources to uncover the true purpose of this substance. I will begin preparations for a complete analysis immediately, Commander.
Check. Alien encryption. Unlike the conventional encryption methods we would typically encounter with terrestrial data stores, the aliens appear to be using an advanced matrix consisting of both mechanical and biological ciphers, combined with some form of psionic interference. The thought is of uncovering the aliens' most complex designs is both intriguing and frightening in equal measure.
You're right, Tigan.
Having now seen the inner workings of the black site facility, the outcome is perhaps even more troubling than I had expected. It is clear the aliens have undertaken a gruesome task. I will leave this matter for you to investigate, Commander.
Alright. So, recover the vial, reduced avatar progress by 1. Alright. Your work in infiltrating the alien black site in West Asia has brought us even closer to understanding the aliens' true motivations.
New objective added.
Alright then. So, complete the encryption research.
Okay.
Aliens are relaying a form of encryption beyond anything we've ever encountered, much less theorized. We'll have to find a means of breaking the code. I expect it will take some time.
Yeah.
I have to hand it to her. What these recruits lack in experience, they make up for in grit.
You hear that? He's talking about y'all.
Yeah.
Central likes you. Alright,
That's
so...
gonna be our tough, man. We are... bombs.
That, I think, is an ideal place to call it an evening. So that makes this stream save 9. Oops, that's 11. There we go.
They're saying that lightning hands plus quick draw is really good.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like Wild West. So...
That guy says, I don't know, Ken. I've heard that pistols with all skills are OP.
They're pretty useful for marksmen. As like if you spec for them with the perks, though. I've played around a little with that in my personal campaign, and yeah, gunslinger marksmen are capable of serving actually incredibly well as like point man characters, because they also have the ability that if they are shot at, they get a free return fire shot at anyone that shoots at them. So give them the nanofiber weave so that they're more sturdy. Put them on point. That way they're getting shot at the most. They have the eyes on the most enemies. There's an ability that lets them put a shot on every enemy in sight. They can just fan fire and put all kinds. So they probably aren't killing many things. They're softening up almost the entire enemy's opposition so that the rest of the squad can just kill them outright.
And Frozen says, ooh, Central Pie notices me.
Central Pie. So I think that's going to call it for this evening's stream. I am incredibly happy with this because
We actually kicked butt.
yeah, and I accomplished things because the last few streams
Reload a single mission.
I didn't.
When was the last time that happened?
That was like several
First
streams
episode, I think.
ago. Yeah.
Possibly.
Because I'd run into such a constraint in terms of having researched some of the wrong things at the wrong times, and I've only really had the ability to learn that through experience. And now that I've kind of made up for that and researched the things that I should have earlier, well, now I have a lot of the things that I already researched that would ordinarily get researched later. Well, I've already got them, so now I'm kind of caught up, and suddenly it's like, all right, I can kick ass now. So combine that with the fact that with the war games conducted in the personal campaign, I now have more confidence in the skills and abilities and mechanics for the game. So I think, if I can call the little shot ahead of time, I'm actually finally going to start moving the series along, making progress, advancing the campaign, and that I like. So yeah, that was the plan anyway. So I think check us out for the next stream, as I probably get caught when the UFO catches up to us.
Yep.
And I'll check into seeing what the assaults on Advent facilities actually accomplish, because I'm not sure if this one is treated as a special one and the rest of them are actually like Avatar Project facilities, because they have different icons. They have the ethereal thing, and it's the red icon, so I think those are maybe different.
I think they're different.
So we'll check into those in the next stream as well. So as I said, the next stream in this series is coming sometime this coming week, likely Wednesday or Thursday. So keep an eye on our social media and stuff, and of course just follow the channel, of course, and get the email notifications that way. Y'all should catch it as soon as it comes up, and as I said, I will try to let y'all know ahead of time. That way it doesn't catch everyone off guard. So let me exit out. I have saved, right? Let me make double share, because I'm paranoid. Here we are. And cut out to desktop. I'm happy with this evening stream. This was fun. I enjoyed that, because I enjoy success. Yeah, let's get that going. There we are. Alright. So they're going to eat now, and so are we. So cheers to everyone who has stuck around this evening. I'm glad we had several of the people that were actually in the squad here in chat. I'm always happy when that's the way that it works out. So y'all have a fantastic evening. Thank you for sticking around and watching. I am Kinsmark here at Last Level Press.
I'm Violeta.
And my friend is over there in the corner. And as always, we wish you all good gaming and Godspeed.
Bye.
Now we wait for the awkward moment.
Awkward moment.
Because we have to wait to let the stream catch up. It just happens. So, cheers, everybody.